facts. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things that are bedrock that they kind of represent, you know, and for that, I have to give them some respect for that, you know? It's just yeah, I don't know.
All right.
It's also part of the militarization of this country. I mean, this again, the military-industrial complex. This is all. That's why the police are so hyper-militarized. They're going to get that cheap equipment from the military they don't use anymore. So they're going to be armed up to the teeth. It's like to stop that cycle. Oh boy, that it's a prison industrial complex. You know, it's created that way, and then it continues, and it's not good. You know?
All right, you ready to roll with this music, baby?
Yes, I am.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. Now
Again,
we can do it.
Our lead-in music.
Yeah, and now
You know?
people could see us now.
People, the times are changing. And our
up.
podcast is changing too.
We've caught up with the world of podcasting.
Well, hopefully, like the times that are changing, it's all for the good. What we're doing and with the times that are changing, hopefully it's for the good. I tend to think it's going to end sour. That's my that's my experience with
It always does.
human history is with a good old-fashioned murder of someone that, you know, for example, Martin Luther King, a man who preached love, and there is a holiday named after him for his birthday in this country, which loves work.
Bobby Kennedy,
You know,
old Bobby.
but you know, I tell you what though, with Bobby Kennedy, he was definitely a hero of mine. I read his autobiography, but he was.
I saw the Emilio Estevez film about him. He made that movie, you know.
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah. Really, that was a
I mean, like he rose the money.
real personal topic for him. I always find it weird when you find out that like big celebrities like that are huge history buffs. Like for some reason, I just found it weird that the Men at Work guy was an expert
In what?
in Bobby Kennedy. Like that movie was a
Emilio
personal
Estevez,
project of his.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
he
There's
was-
like a passion project.
Oh yeah.
God, isn't that interesting? You think about it. I mean, I think a lot of actors have a bit of that, you know, complex that they feel like to chime in on what's going on right now. And they've been mocked mercilessly online. What is that again? No one should. What's the quotes that all the famous people who have been online, like so Sarah Paulson was on there, like no one should have.
Taking responsibility.
Yeah,
video?
exactly. And
buddy.
that's been taken to the cleaners, man.
Buddy.
It's been.
I was going to talk about that, but it's been on. They've played it on every show, so we don't have to do it.
Okay.
But it's basically. I mean, unless you want to.
I haven't watched any of it to even know. I just heard about it.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
No, but it just sounds like another class. It's just.
Do you want me to pull it up?
Pop one on.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll
but
start
everyone,
it.
this is not original material. I
So
guess,
while
but,
I look it up, we could
but I tell
give
you,
a little background for people who don't know. They did this. It's kind of like, did you watch the Gal Gadot fucking Imagine video where she had a bunch of celebrities singing Imagine?
Yeah, it's
Like
just
each celebrity was singing a line of it. It was for COVID.
Yeah,
And then
it's
people, so people got like douche chili for that. And then this came out, which is a bunch of actors speaking out.
The fact is, a lot of actors should just stick to acting. And I'm listen. Of course, what they're saying is right. Of course, I agree with it.
Well, the reason I'm not going too hard on this is because I just recently posted basically saying that I think it's dumb that like when I used to make fun of people for like this, which we're probably about to do because it is fucking lame.
Yeah.
But you almost can't complain about it because it's a form of peaceful protesting. Like if you become the person that complains about everything, then you're the person that just doesn't want protesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too. I hear you. Or cynical about it. But the point is, I think for a lot of people, what they project into it is like, why does this rich, famous fuck, they're going to tell me how to live my life, you know? And then it's just sort of like, I think it grates on some people, you know, and some, and you know, some, and why is that wrong? You know, hey man,
I take responsibility.
Can you get the light?
Oh yeah,
I thought you were going to ask you, Keith. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
I take responsibility.
Sarah Paulson, you got old boy from Breaking Bad.
I take responsibility. I take responsibility for every unchecked moment.
For every time it was easier to ignore than to call it out for what it was.
Every not so funny joke.
Every not so funny.
Every unfair
It's
stereotype.
like,
Every blatant injustice, no matter how big or small.
Every time I remained silent.
Just by numbers, 3 of these people are racist, right?
Or turned a blind eye. I take responsibility.
it's just.
Black people are
Jodie Foster is the one that made this, I think.
Oh,
It was like
okay.
her idea.
Well, I mean,
She got it while she was munching out some box.
there you
It's that Crocious classic right there.
go. When I was roasting Bill Cruz.
killed in their own homes. These are our brothers and sisters,
Our friends. Our family. We are done watching them die.
So it's
Here's
just
what-
it's just that. It's just 2 minutes of that, of them being like, I take responsibility for this, of all the times I've talked away police brutality.
Are you also trying to get ahead of the curve that you're afraid you're going to be canceled? Is there a cynical
There's
purpose
a
in it
vibe
too?
of that, yeah.
I mean, it's just like if that's truly that's craven too in its own way.
Ooh,
It is-
craven, good word.
You know, I just find that to me, the public. I'm going to have my confession to the public. I don't know. I feel like the language part of this whole thing. From my point of view, and I'm not saying language isn't important. I just don't think it's as important as people say. From a priority point of view, I want to talk about substantive changes to laws and rules and regulations. That needs to change. You know, and I don't see how. I guess are they saying we're going to keep the momentum of this if we do this?
Well, that's why
It's
I've
also
been-
maybe they are genuinely hurting and want to say something. Which
I've been
don't,
so
you know?
bummed out this week listening to like podcasts of all the comics that I kind of like and look
Yeah.
up to, being like, so this defund the police is so ridiculous. It's
Well,
just
it's-
so ridiculous. Like that is such a 55-year-old white man thing to say. And so many people who I think are smart are just
Yeah.
like, I think we need to more money. We need more training,
Oh,
and we
God.
need to like
Yeah.
we've
No.
never done that before.
Yeah, exactly. That's what got us here in the first
You
place.
think
By
they
the way,
started with a $1.3 billion police budget?
or even, I mean, it is. Again, I've gone back to it before on this
Fuck
show.
yeah, dude! Next Friday's on.
Oh, cool! It's a good one. Obviously, what I do for a living, affordable housing development. We're opening up a building in Orange County next month, and we're going to have a flyover of B-2 bombers, homeless veterans. So, I've worked in sort of the issue of this. It's very much mainstream. It is part of the corporatocracy. We exist because we get tax breaks for wealthy corporations who then put money into building affordable housing, which, of course, the country needs desperately, and different parts of the country need it even more, like out here. But it's a long-winded preamble to just saying how there needs to be like substantive change on that level. It can't just be like, I don't know. I don't know how this. I don't know. And the defund the police thing, it's about priorities. We're spending too much money, and the police are a catch basin for all of society's failings. Society's failings. Whether it be education, healthcare, mental health. I mean, they catch it all. Any thinking cop realizes there's fucking problems.
I also feel like it's people's thinking of like how she tells me, it's people's wired thinking that the quote unquote police should police everything.
Oh, yeah.
Police should only worry about catching criminals and fucking like stolen property.
Yeah.
Everything else can be divvied out. We were even talking about it. Highway patrol, those are your drunk driving people. Those
Yeah.
are your highway patrol people.
Yeah.
Domestic situations, probably you can delegate that to the social services. They can have some sort of force that they bring out and handle that directly.
And be funded properly, I might
Yeah.
add. And be funded properly.
The
Again,
antiquated
priorities.
thinking is when people think that this is all their job. The police do everything. They catch the criminals. They police the streets. They stand there with their thumbs in their belt looking all cool. Like,
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
what it should be.
Yeah.
Cops should be like fucking Sherlock Holmes with the pipes.
Yeah,
Like, they shouldn't be involved in any sort of dangerous situations so they can solve crimes.
Yeah. It is.
Like,
well,
she
again,
even said too, I quote her all the
Yeah.
time, they're sending CSIs on crime scenes more and more because police destroy evidence.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, whatever. They're not trained for that too, and to do that. But no, but that kind of. I think that dovetails nice into my point about just the idea of then there has to be. It's other parts of the priority chain that are failed. The mental health system in this country is failed. It goes down to the police. It goes into the jail system. I mean, the whole prison industrial complex in this country is disgusting. I mean, again, there's 2.5 million people in prison in this country, more than any country on earth. We got 6 or 7 million ex-cons walking the street, felons. You know, that's a big red scarlet letter against you getting employment, voting for felons. You know, so it's created this prison industrial complex because of the militarization,
as the right calls them, thugs.
You know, so it is. You know, again, there's got to be a different priority. Putting some money towards education, putting some money towards mental health services. But that's not dramatic. That's long-term thinking, and they're so goddamn short-term thinking. This is a cultural thing for me. It's so short-term thinking. I don't understand why a lot of European countries, and this is like, oh, they're socialists. You're talking about the government taking over your life. That there is a long-term plan here. You know, we're reaping the rotten fruit of decisions from 25 years ago right now. You know, so it's like there needs to be some corrections on that point. But that is a much bigger, more comprehensive approach.
I've been watching. We spent all night watching this show called Lost LA on PBS SoCal. The first 2 seasons of that show is basically telling you that the history of Los Angeles is displacing and dehoming people of color.
Oh yeah, well,
like
I think the entire country is probably that way.
You have the Chavez Ravine.
Oh yeah, with the Dodgers.
Dodgers, and then like we learned about the Haymarket riots. We got into it.
Oh, dude. Well, Chicago. Listen, May Day is because of a Chicago parade. There used to be there was once a labor movement in this country. That's another dimension of this too. This is labor getting crushed. Early Reagan, boy, they went after labor hard and crushed it.
Also, I think where you live was a black neighborhood or something like that.
Lincoln Square.
No, now in LA, we're like over by you.
Yeah. No, I can believe that. Absolutely.
Like all of the nice neighborhoods were just heavily populated and very diverse.
Yeah. Well, it's. You know, that's a classic sort of, oh, God. This is a deeper topic that I want to go back and read this article from The Economist. They do a special feature about every third issue where they do like 7 or 8 articles where they dive deep into, this one was housing and housing in the Western
Caddyshack
world.
Coming on at 4.
And the housing issue. And basically one of their theories or what they're hypothesizing is part of the reason why there's been this big right-wing populist movement that's gone on across the country, across the planet, is it is the cost of housing in like Western Europe.
Oh yeah,
here I mean that housing is a
crazy.
major, and kind of the way that's managed and stuff. I mean, and they do a global dive. They talk about Malaysia, and how they deal with housing. So they go through all these different countries, and there are sort of different ways of addressing
dude, listen to how rapey this guy sounds. This is a lawyer.
Firm and I will take you by the hand and guide you through everything. You see, personal injuries are just that. They're personal.
Don't worry.
You're not a number. You're more than just a name.
This is your life. I like how they try to soften the snake oil salesman now. He's a sensitive man with a beard and his glasses.
I've got your back.
I've got your back. Specifically, the small of your back.
Sweet James accident attorneys?
James Bergner.
That's fucking hilarious, man. So that's a local dude. There is some local public TV here that's hilarious.
If you've been injured in an accident, just know my wife's not home. You can come over.
You can come over. Don't mind it. I have my ether. I have a rag.
But call him. I hear he gets. There's also this attorney that like their number's like 888-2 million.
Yeah,
because their whole thing is they'll get you an exponential payout for what you should have gotten. And so it's people being like, they said I was going to get $7,000 and they got me $70,000.
Exactly. I got 15 grand because of these guys. They're good.
Some people are like, they said my case was only worth 70,000, but these guys got me $4.5 million.
That's one of my Bob Wright, self-help guru, a character from 15 years ago that I used to do.
And he still does. Let's be honest.
On occasion, I still do it. These are the keys to human happiness. One of them is I had this segment called Suing Your Way to Financial Freedom. I had a book I was trying to peddle. And it was all just about people who just file lawsuits. Like they have like 2 or 3 in the hopper. Like that type of person does exist, and that's when people bitch about. I mean, when I was growing up in the 90s, attorneys were really under attack. They were really under attack at that time.
The Simpsons guy, the guy that fucking Phil Hartman played.
Yeah, exactly. Troy McClure.
Yeah. See, that's again a knock on me as a kid is I was a South Park guy.
And
I'm not a big Simpsons guy, and people look at me like I'm a fucking. I do think though that we got outside noises. I got windows open.
Yep.
I do think it kind of, as far as my humor goes, Simpsons fans are more intelligently humorous. Like, I'm a South Park guy. I'm Exy. Like
South Park's funny. South Park's funny though.
Yeah.
It's good. You know, it's good stuff in it.
But I will say that although they are smarmy, a lot of my comedian friends who are Simpsons fans are way more intelligent with their joke writing than I am, because it's very subtle humor.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, and that's part of what makes me seem dumb is when I was a kid, I didn't think that show was that funny.
The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, it didn't make me laugh.
Well, what's interesting about that is that also it's the age when it came into being. And
but also, I don't think a 6-year-old should think The Simpsons is funny.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's not only pitched for that.
But some of my, that's why, and maybe this is just me being ahead of my time, I always, like, my friends in 3rd and 4th grade loved it. And part of me was like, you don't get it.
Yeah.
We're 8.
Yeah, you're supposed to like it because
you see that your parents like it.
Yeah. And
so
therefore,
but you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, South Park is for us.
Yeah.
They say fuck and shit and talk about sex. And we're in 4th grade. That is what we should be watching.
It was, but definitely when The Simpsons first hit, it was a true phenomenon. Like
because it started out as a sketch on the Tracy Ullman show.
Exactly. But then when it really hit on Fox, like on Thursday nights, it used to be on Thursday nights on Fox, we would have Simpsons watching party. I mean, I was in college at the time, and it truly was that was a breakthrough.
Season 3 is when it truly popped.
Exactly.
Right? When Conan started writing.
When season 3 happened, it was like it really captured its voice. And if you watch season 3 episodes, they're still very funny.
Someone told me seasons 3 through 7 they were like, because I've never really watched the show. I've seen episodes and I know of it loosely.
Yeah.
But someone told me they were like, seasons 3 through 7 is the peak of the show.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's just whatever.
Yeah. It got so good. They figured out their formula that, okay, we'll plug it in here, plug it in here. What was interesting too, when it first came out, it was a Bart Simpson based show. It was the little kid who's being
then
a little
they made
shit.
it about Homer.
Well, then they realized, the true star is actually Homer, and so it was like, that was like a shift too that happened kind of during that time also, where it got out of being Bart Simpson's show. If you watch those early episodes, I remember watching the earliest ones and thinking they were hilarious, and you watch them now, they look so dated. Like, there's kind of there's some very funny ones when they wanted to take the violence out of Itchy and Scratchy. Marge had a campaign for taking the violence out of Itchy and Scratchy, which obviously was Tom and Jerry.
Right.
So it was just beating each other up, and just that whole episode. I remember thinking it was this great satire. I remember watching it recently, and it was like, it's dated. And it was an early, but nothing was like it.
Well, it was funny.
They wouldn't take those topics.
When I worked in a video store, I was like, all right, I work in a video store. We have the show. I'm going to watch the show.
Yeah.
I got through the first 3 seasons. I got the first 2 seasons, and then I got fired. And then someone told me, or Todd, when I moved to Chicago, he was like, yeah, the first 2 seasons suck. Yeah. He was like, you literally didn't even watch the good part of the show.
Yeah. It's third. In the 3rd season, all the characters become more realized too in their interactions.
Well, the first 2 seasons is all just, this is the family type shit.
Yes.
This is how they got their dog. This is how they are in school. It's a lot of intro to stuff.
Well, it's also, what was unique about it is animation had, literally animation had...
The lines were squiggly.
Yeah.
The shape of the characters. Like, you can tell they were literally freehand drawing it and then motion and then moving it. There was no drawing it and then fixing it like with a computer how they do now.
Absolutely. And so just it being a animation, it was like the Flintstones was the previous one that was an animation show.
And this is
60s,
what makes me feel old, because people that are younger don't know this. Remember when you would watch the behind the scenes of animation and they would fling the pieces of paper to show you how it moved? That was like how The Simpsons was drawn.
Yeah, exactly.
The behind the scenes of The Lion King, and they showed you with John Lasseter fucking thumbing through fucking things, and you're like, that's amazing.
Yeah,
he drew 4,000 pictures.
Yeah, but not anymore, man. It's a different ball game now. But again, it was a phenomenon. So for me, it was definitely. That was a huge show, and part of my kind of early
this is
adulthood.
A great line. Hold on, real quick.
Sucker.
Oh, they changed it. It's fucker. I forgot this is on TBS.
Exactly.
We're watching Next Friday, guys.
They got a little more of a budget for this one, you could tell, compared to the
yeah, well, because I will give this credit too. Friday breaks a lot of ground, and we can get into it one episode. I have a whole dissertation. Friday is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah, you're a huge fan of it. You're a huge fan of Friday.
But this movie kicked in the delayed sequel This was 5 years after Friday. And like when it came out, people were just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then it was good. So then every other franchise was just like, well, let's do a sequel.
Let's give it a shot.
Do a sequel.
Yeah.
This brought back the we don't need a sequel.
Oh yeah. The idea of it can stand on its own too. Like its
Dude, Friday
storyline
was a legendary movie. There
Yeah.
was no need to make this movie
Yeah.
aside from the fact that Friday
make
was
money.
Friday was still wildly popular.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting when I think of when I grew up was to me it was the beginning of the sequel era. Like the 80s was definitely like we're gonna make part 2, like Lethal
Godfather
Weapon
2
2
probably started that.
Yeah, and I think
Of the idea that a sequel could be profitable.
Yeah, and well, also, well, that's the reason why they do it, obviously. But it might even be better, which usually it's not.
The only I think what are some Back to the Future 2 and Godfather 2 are the two movies where people say it's as good, if not better, than the first one.
You know, Back to the Future 2, I remember loving that when I was in the theater watching it. We snuck in Michelob beers. I was drinking beers in the theater. Dropped one of them, broke it, which bummed me out. Because we only had a 6-pack, we didn't have a 12-pack.
Let's look that up right now.
And I remember, but the end of Back to the Future Part 2 is an advertisement for Part 3. I remember feeling so like it just didn't feel right to me. I did not like that from an audience because I liked the movie.
And then after the credits rolled, they showed you a trailer for Part 3 because they shot them at the same time.
Exactly. And I was
but what was good is the sequel came out like 4 months later.
Oh no, the sequel came out in '89. Back to the Future was
no,
85.
the third one.
Oh, the third exactly.
The third one. It came out in late '89, and then the third one came out in mid '90.
That's interesting that they were going to make that decision. You know what I mean?
I read all about it.
Yeah.
So they shot all of them together, and they had 3 weeks off between. And while the actors took off, he edited the second movie.
Wow.
So Zemeckis said he legitimately worked 365 days straight, like 12 hours a day.
Yeah, I could believe that.
Like he was like, it fucked me up because he also was shooting Roger Rabbit at the same time.
Oh, juggling a couple of major projects. Yeah, you're working your ass off. Yeah, it's interesting that choice was made. You know what I mean? To say, okay, we're not gonna have the delayed sequel because that's what Star Wars. When it was 3 years later, it was like
so.
Oh my
Best
God.
Sequels we have Terminator 2, Godfather 2, Empire Strikes Back.
Yes,
Aliens.
Yes, Aliens actually still better than Aliens. Aliens is decent.
Wrath of Khan.
Yes, that saved the Star Trek franchise. It would have died.
Spider-Man 2, which is more my generation. Which I agree.
Yeah, it's good. I agree. It's actually better than the original. I agree too.
Mad Max.
Yeah, with the
Mad Max 2. Because nobody knows Road Warrior. They know fucking Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah, it's Road Warrior. That's what it is.
Lord of the... Oh, now you're getting it. Oh, yeah, now Before Sunset, Bride of Frankenstein. Now you're getting into the fucking weeds. Superman 2 blows dick. Get the fuck out of here.
When I saw Superman 2 in the theater, and I liked it, you see it now, it is...
Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom is a good sequel.
Not as good as the original. The door's open. Okay.
Color of Money. Oh yeah, that's a sequel to The Hustler.
Yeah, exactly. Although the Hustler's actually better.
The greatest movie sequels, but I would almost say T2, 60, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey,
Bogus Life Journey,
Shrek 2. I'm going all the way to the bottom. I hate when they start at 60. Give me the goods.
Yeah. Well,
Aliens is number 1.
I disagree.
But here's why I think
Aliens is good though. I liked it a lot.
Also, I think Aliens is responsible for the franchise because Alien 1 is a horror movie. Aliens, they made a decided effort to go sci-fi.
Oh yeah.
And it's action packed from beginning to end.
I mean, that's definitely a Cameron movie. That was it. I mean, that was the follow up for Terminator for him. That really cemented him.
Number 2 is Godfather 2.
Godfather 2 is great. It's not good.
It's better than the first one.
It's great, and the first one is amazing, and Godfather 2 is great.
Number 3 is Terminator 2.
That was a big movie. I liked that movie.
And then,
it's been on recently.
Number 4 is Mad Max Fury Road. That was a good fucking movie.
I'll be honest, I fucking loved it. Honestly, I was authentically entertained.
Toy Story 2.
Do you know what I liked about? Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Fury Road. What I liked about it was the fact that it was a bunch of stunt cars. The stunts in that. because you'd sort of forgotten about that because there's so much CGI, whatever it's called now, But the stunts in that were amazing. I think they had 300 cars to do stunts with on that movie. And those are awesome car stunts. A good old-fashioned car chase. I just watched part of The French Connection, which, by the way, if
It's
you
a
ever
great
see
movie.
It's great. It is about as
Gene Hackman
unwoke.
trying to stop a heroin ring.
Yes, exactly. That's being traded through Marseille.
Yeah.
Because Marseille in the Mediterranean is it's the fourth largest city in France. It's a complete French mobbed up city.
Isn't that like a revenge movie? His son gets popped in a blown heroin deal or something like that?
No, well, there's the French Connection 2 was right after that. It was 2 years afterwards. William Friedkin who directed The Exorcist. So he's a good director from Chicago originally. But there's a great car chase sequence in that, and then that was like a real action moment. In all 70s cop shows had to have a car chase because of The French Connection. The classic scene with the woman pushing the baby carriage across. But I watched that.
A lot of people think Blues Brothers started that.
Yeah, Blues Brothers is still amazing with that, But that's why I liked Fury Road because it was a lot of like car stunts. You could tell I was like, oh my god, they're actually doing this crap. And pulling it off and making it look pretty damn amazing. It looks good. I mean, there's an aesthetic to that movie that's out. When they go into that dust storm early in the movie, I saw this 6 years ago or 4 years ago, and it's like that. I remember that dust storm. That was a cool sequence,
Dark
and
Knight 6,
and like lightning coming out of the dust storm, and also that is a precursor to climate change, my friend, because there's going to be more and more dust storms like that happening in the future. I think. I'm wondering, what do you think? And this is a dark direction I'm taking.
Let's go for it.
COVID is obviously still a real thing.
COVID-19.
Although everyone is getting fatigued with it, including myself. I hung out yesterday with CJ Sullivan and Ryan Ridley. We had lunch yesterday. And then
did you mask up? You followed the regs?
Yeah. Although we went into the restaurant, we took the mask off in the restaurant. We had our own little booth area, which was
part
awesome.
of like when these restaurants are like, you have to wear a mask. Like, what about when I eat?
Yeah, exactly. So, but we were off in a corner. It was perfect. It was actually perfect. It was great. But the point is, So yeah, I don't know what it was. I'm high. But yeah, right. It just these things come in three: COVID, and now the uprising. I'm calling it an uprising. It's not a riot.
Well,
it's an
have
uprising.
you noticed? They don't call the LA riots the LA riots anymore. It's the uprising of 1992.
That's crazy. It's an uprising, and I'm wondering what the third thing's going to be. What's going to be the awful thing? And here's my theory. Is that, there's a reason why George Floyd was killed on Memorial Day. I mean, there's a reason why that was done. I mean, that was...
Because white people were like, this is how we do it.
So it was I think July 4th is going to be... I think there's going to be some event that happens on that day. I have been dreading Trump's reelection since the second I knew he was going to be president in 2016.
I think he's done.
I do think, I will say, this thing has, I thought the COVID was like a boa constrictor death
it's shown
to his
his
presidency.
ass. He can't, people have seen that he's not reliable. He doesn't follow his word. He can't, everybody's thing that the reasonable Republicans that voted for him all said, well, we know he's wild now, but when he gets in office, he'll learn his lesson. And people like this COVID thing, everybody thought that was fake, but even the people who hate protesters, the idea that he wanted to mobilize the military and that fucking photo op in front of the church annihilated him.
Yeah.
That crushed him. Because
I hope.
Well, because it came off so hollow, and even religious people were like, you clearly don't give a fuck. Like you were holding that shit upside down.
Yeah.
And not smiling.
Yeah. ACOA, she had a funny thing. She was like, is it burning his hand? And that was a little tweet. It was kind of funny. But anyway.
She needs to step up, dude. She's the one person who we could turn into like a left Trump of like, get behind her now. Because she can't run for president yet. She also kind of doesn't know what the fuck she's doing in politics.
She's also young.
Yeah,
she's 20.
That was my big criticism of her. I love everything about her, but I felt like she came in too gung-ho. Like, you can't come in with the Green New Deal. People are going to laugh you off the fucking floor. Like, you got to establish yourself, and then you fucking drop down that you want to ground every airplane in the country. And build a light rail. But what are we going to do in the meantime? You can't just ground airplanes. You know what that'll do to the fucking economy?
No, it's... Yeah, coming in that way. That's not how it happens. That there are deals and relationships that get forged over time, which are all bought off by moneyed interests, which is part of the reason why the system is so flawed. I used to work for when I was an intern at Common Cause. Our goal was campaign finance reform. Basically trying to get money out of speaking fees and honorariums because it was affecting the laws that are being written. And that was 1989 when I did that, 31 years ago. And boy, it has gotten so much worse. The influence of just money in the whole system that is like a fundamental thing that has to change. That is just ingrained. And if that could be changed, that would be amazing, because it's just like the laws that get written have to be thoughtful and mindful of the public good has to be in part of the decision-making process. I feel like the laws that get written, they're all written by the industry that they're regulating, and it's just like, I have to mitigate my risk of losing money. So I have to get this law drafted the way I want it, or I'll just draft it with our attorneys and the congressman will sponsor it. It's not even like, I used to think the congressman would draft the laws, no, they're just this voice for he's our guy and he's our guy. And it's like, there's no discussion of the public good and what the public good is. And public health is part of that, and it's like, so those are the real deeper institutional things that need to sort of change, as opposed to, yes, the police thing, to me, that is the front lines of it. Obviously, that is the fraying of the social contract. We're pissed off. We've been pissed off about this for a long time. This has to fucking change. I get worried about, I think it's given him a lifeline in the sense of to try to be the law and order candidate. And he'll be like, they want to defund the police.
Did you see when he
Can
said,
you imagine the anarchy it's going to happen?
That's why I said, and I posted this on the Facebook, which is where it's where you make real change.
We all know that has been established. Okay.
I posted that you can't, because everybody was so down on Biden of he's done. No presidential candidate is ever going to put forth defunding the police. Even if AOC was running for president, her campaign manager would be like, there's no way in fucking hell you're going out there and saying you're defunding the police. Do you want to lose the election tonight?
Yeah. So that's why I think that's given him a lifeline. Because I thought the COVID was...
because he said, we're going to dominate with compassion.
Because, there's two ways. In fact, when I was taking the SAT, and when there was the analogy section, dominance is to compassion. Oh, yes, those two words go together. Not boot on your face.
Really think about it. He was the one who put forth, he was like, if anything, we're going to be spending more money for better training and better equipment.
Jesus Christ. But that just is part of the industrial complex.
Equipment was the problem.
Oh, God.
These darn black people our sticks aren't hard enough.
I know. Yeah, it is.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's so I hope you're right, Keith, and you make a compelling argument that this could be the end of it, because that photo op was terrible, and he's been under siege, and he's definitely reeling from they moved that Tulsa rally, which is going to be the first one.
The hiding in the bunker was bad for him,
and
too.
They also they're going to make him sign a waiver. Well, can these fucking Trumps work? If you think it's a hoax, why do I have to sign a waiver to not sue you? It's like, where is the disconnect in their mind where they don't see what a liar this guy is? And I realize you think all politicians lie, but this is an extreme level of that. But at the same time, another argument as to why he'll lose is he's brought no one else to the party. It's not like not a single person who voted for Hillary is not saying, God, something, I'm going to vote for Trump now. There isn't a single person in the country thinking that. No. So he hasn't expanded it at all.
And what's funny? I was thinking about this the other day. Everyone who's down on Biden and just I ain't gonna. These are people who don't vote in elections anyway.
Yeah.
You probably weren't gonna vote for Bernie anyway because you were so stupidly confident that he was gonna win.
Yeah. It's trust me, Biden and Trump are not the same.
I'll even admit it.
They are not the same.
It's why I didn't vote for Elizabeth Warren, because I was like, well, I'll vote for Bernie because I really love Bernie.
Yeah.
But I know Warren's got this.
Yeah.
And then when everybody turned and I was just like, oh, well, this is a coup I didn't expect.
Yeah. Warren got, Warren, for a while, she was leading. I think that's who the VP candidate should be. I think she has some reasonable proposals that I think people in America could get, with childcare stuff.
See, and this is where I was saying, and this is the problem with the left, is they're too all in or nothing, because I don't even think Elizabeth Warren would say defund the police.
Yeah, no.
And that's all she needs to do is say, well, I don't want to totally defund the police. And the left would throw her to the fucking wolves and be like, well, it's this idea that like, well, if you don't agree with 100% of what we think, we're done with you.
Yeah,
well, that's why you haven't built a Democratic Party, because you're constantly casting people away for not agreeing with one thing out of the 100 things that you want. Like, you got to make some concessions here.
Well, exactly. Yeah, what are your priorities? What are your priorities?
If you're for police reform versus police defunding, you are not how they're like, well, you're not a part of the solution. You're part like. Calm down, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not against you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I just don't think you should pull every police officer off the street tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's not what we're saying. But it can be spun that way pretty quickly.
Well, you're kind of not saying what you want outside of defund the police.
Well, to me, it's so that to me is like kind of there needs to be a voice kind of framing those discussion
There's
points.
no leader.
You know, and it's
civil rights had MLK.
Yeah,
like every right.
Problem is, go ahead.
Every movement has had one guy.
Yeah.
Who was like, this is our guy.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the progressive movement because they cancel all their leaders.
And if Martin Luther King was doing it now, he would have been canceled because he cheated on his wife
every day.
A lot, you know? So it's like, it shouldn't take away from, it is, you're right.
And I guarantee you, he used his power as Dr. King to slay pussy.
Yeah.
He was slaying civil rights puss.
I think a lot of women were, very, because he was the real deal, you know what I mean? So I think there were a lot of women who were very attracted to him because he truly was. He lived it, So, it is, from my opportunist point of view, I think it's a windfall for my script. I'm getting excited about my script. And
Can I get some serious advice on your script?
Sure, yeah.
You need a African-American showrunner you need a black guy to co-write this and pitch it for you. Well, no one is going to buy this from a white male.
Well, it's my writing partner is the attorney at the organization that I worked at for 3 years. He's been a civil rights attorney for 40 years, and he is a committed radical to this day. He was a hardcore
Weather
radical
Underground type shit.
Yes, like committed. So, and he's done all police misconduct, fair housing, employment discrimination, you name it. He's the immigration law, all the lefty law he has done. So he's got a tremendous amount of experience. But you're right. I do want to, what I've been doing on the Deadline Hollywood links I get sent, I'm saving all the ones that are African-American themed and looking at like the production companies and stuff that are working on that, because it's like,
even
that is that's who I want to pitch
send
it to.
Send it to Dwayne Kennedy.
Well,
and just be like, dude, rewrite this for me. See what you would do with it.
Well, yeah, I want to get it to the heavyweight friends of mine, but it's got to be better than what it is right now. I've had my nose bloodied a few times by my heavyweight comedian friends because it's just like, this shit ain't ready yet. It's just not there. It's getting there, though. I'm reading it tomorrow. The tactic I've used now is I did a bunch of editing for about a month and a half because I got feedback from two friends of mine who were in the industry, and there were some major things I had to correct on it that I got done and taken care of, which is good. So I put it down for several weeks.
A lot of graphic rape in there. I read the script.
But I had to do a lot of just correction to it, that getting in a little more character development. And then I'm reading it tomorrow with my writing partner. We're actually doing a Zoom read of it tomorrow, which is I'm going to be curious to see how it sounds. How wordy is it? What can be cut out of it? I'm trying to get the fat out of it. Again, the classic thing of showing versus telling. And there's just certain segments that I have too much telling. But I think if I can get this thing in shape, now is the time to try to peddle the thing. I'm telling you, it is just the time for it, because the topic is front and center with what's going on. It is part of the pillar of the discrimination thing.
Really take advantage of the situation.
Well, exactly. I have to be an opportunity. If there's one thing I've learned from our esteemed president from 45 is how to create an opportunity.
I get so impressed with how young black men can keep their pants up and not on. Like Mike Epps is running from a large woman and his pants are off, but they're not falling down. This is a great scene. Shit, might be tonight. He's getting chased by a fat girl.
Baby D gone with the bull stuff.
This is a great scene.
Now you ain't gonna catch me as usual, baby D.
Mike Epps is the shit.
Let's make a deal while we can. You're not gonna catch me. What you want? Another big pun CD, Kelly Price, Luther Vandross?
Hell no.
That ain't gonna do. How about that?
You know how you
Just
stop
like
a fight
had
with a
in
fat
jail,
girl? You just give her a
commissary.
cookie.
Without the rapper, you can get to it quick. Look,
He's paying her off through sweets.
Yep.
yeah. Taste it, baby D. Hell, it's good. Eat this.
You're cutting Craig. Hook us up.
That's it.
Just tell him to come over here and talk to me.
So where's he living?
Rancho Cucamonga.
Oh, okay. So they're out in the burbs.
Yeah, his
Okay.
dad hit the lottery, and now he's the king of Rancho Cucamonga because he paid cash money for his house. But the premise of this movie is that Craig has to go to live with them in the suburbs because Debo's out of jail. Debo's the guy he beats up at the end of the first movie.
Oh, so he's coming back looking for him?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
shit.
he goes and hides out in the suburbs, and then he gets into all this shit. And we're still meeting Mike Epps and his whole situation. He's got this baby girl who's the pregnant girl right there. That's
Yeah.
not his baby.
Yeah.
She was pregnant when they met. They broke up 2 Fridays ago. And then, so now she's running around. Baby D's her little sister, but she's big.
Yeah.
She's the little sister that's bigger than the big sister, as
Yeah.
you're about to find out. So now,
that decision. I like
so now
that
he's
decision
running
being
from
made.
her. And then the crux of the movie is you find out that the dad owes all these back taxes and their house is about to get seized. So they have to
Oh.
come up with like $3,000 by tomorrow or
So
something.
it's like the
that.
Blues Brothers or something.
Well, it's like Friday.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's
Except for on
hilarious.
Friday, they only need $200, 100 of which Smokey already had. And then he puts the other 100 on Craig.
That's hilarious.
And then while getting the money, because Big Worm is the guy who wants his money,
yeah,
he comes at Smokey with at least $450,000 worth of shit. He fucking comes up with a hopping ass fucking car.
Yeah.
Like, do you have my $200?
Yeah.
Then he comes at him with an ice cream truck that he's selling shit out of. So it's a small business, essentially.
Yes.
Like, why are you crying about this $200?
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
He's a dealer, you know?
The whole time, and you got 100 of it. Just give him the 100 and be like, "I got you later today."
Yeah, exactly. Like, here's enough. It'll get you off my back for a while. You know,
That's a great movie, though. It's also
there's funny scenes in it.
Well, it's
absolutely.
also I always say it's an ABC on how to write a script. Like the way the movie is set out, like they introduce the characters right at the beginning.
Yep.
Like they almost tell you, like, "Hey, Craig, what are you
yeah,
doing?"
exactly.
And you're just like, "Ain't doing nothing, Daddy." Like they establish everybody.
Like, why is that bad? You know what I mean? That's good.
The love interest in it literally wears white the whole movie to signify that she's the love interest. Like it's so spot on. Like this is how you write a script.
Yeah. Which is like, but you know, people might say, "Oh, well, that's simple." No, if it works, it works.
And then he realized like the whole movie is just them sitting on the porch, and the movie comes to them.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie is them sitting on a porch smoking weed, and then Smokey owes this guy $200, and then the rest of the movie is just neighbors approaching them.
And you could totally make that movie for cheap, man.
And he
You
was
get the right
smart,
acting talent.
and he was smart and realized, well, if I just hire a bunch of stand-up comedians, they'll just say funny shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, I'll give him some, some flexibility to improv a little bit. Just give him a line.
It's a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Friday is a perfect movie.
Yeah. Yep.
And it established some of the greatest cultural references of all time. You got knocked the fuck out. Bye, Felicia. Like everything. My back, my neck, and my back. Like when he falls in the store.
Yeah.
Like all that shit. That's all from Friday.
Yeah. Witherspoon. He's in it. But no, but yeah, these are interesting times, Keith. There's definitely what hit you this past week? Was there anything that sort of, was news to you or anything?
I think it's dope that they're fucking occupying fucking police precincts in Seattle and Asheville. They fucking are making their own countries. You see Fox News is being all smarmy about it. They sent one of their reporters and he was like, "We're at the United States Chaz border." Like they're literally treating it like, okay, you're not Americans now. We're gonna cover you like you're not America.
Jesus Christ!
And
wow.
like they're in Seattle. You're in Seattle.
What a
calm down.
What an odd choice. What a very
because they are autonomous. Like money isn't American money is not taken in these autonomous zones. They exchange ideas.
Well, it's just,
see, that's the kind of bullshit that you can't throw at as an option. Like defund the police.
Yeah.
No more money. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
There needs to be a voice that's actually out there, but that actually is talking about true systemic reform, and that's just, oh man, it's so corrupt. It's so bad now. And when if he loses,
Look at Lowe's putting out fucking ads immediately because Home Depot's gross now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's we're just beginning this re-election, and I said this before. Another point, another tangent I had was just, I feared his re-election. The moment I knew when he got elected, I was like, oh God, this is going to be so bad, and it's turning out to be so bad.
He started his re-election campaign the day after he was inaugurated.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Like officially,
yeah.
He applied for re-election the day after he was inaugurated.
I mean, I guess literally that's what they say. All the quotes of military folks. All he cares about is his re-election.
Well, because once you apply, you can start campaigning and collecting donations.
Yeah.
So and that's what people are going to have to. I don't think they realize that he's been practicing for 4 years.
Oh yeah. I mean,
he makes all these gaffes now because he's has to like dance for the situational shit that happens. But this election is where he's at home.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's got
space
bullets for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And Joe Biden is a mindless corpse, and he's not going to be able to keep up with him verbally.
Yeah. Well, something though too, man. If you look at Trump, there's something going on neurologically with him too, man. They showed a clip of him today. He delivered a speech to the army, and to West Point. It was just like he can't grab a glass and bring it up to it. He has to have both, and he can't. It's shit
because he's jacked on Adderall.
Yeah. I mean, I think that mentally, I think there's something going on too, where he may also blow a gasket too. Like that's in the realm too of him, like having some weird fucking freak out and get angry and have an aneurysm on stage. I mean, that's not out of the realm. I mean, he is in his. I think what is he? He's 74 years
Something
old.
like that. I think he's the same age as Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Joe Biden's thing is he's got to get Trump to say the N-word on stage on television. And
if Trump says that, yeah,
just bait him into saying the N-word in front of the nation.
Yeah, and certain, it's so this thing is definitely thrown.
Or like you said, literally pull out his mob connections.
Oh, I mean that's what it is. But the problem is that they're all kind of on board with that, so you don't have a lot of cover on that. But he is just, I mean, he is so mobbed up that it is. I mean, it's international crime that is funding him. That's what's it's a lot of this right wing movement. That's what a lot of it is. It's just, it's crazy, man. I mean, it's a weird financial play going on. These are odd times, and the fact that this is going on across the planet. I think people of color who obviously are always under the boot heel, have always been under the boot heel. I think they're really feeling it across the planet. It's not just here. I think it's across the planet.
To heal the planet,
because it's just, again, I go back to it. When I was born in 1970, there were 3.5 billion people, and now there's 8 billion people.
8?
There's 8. It's more than doubled in my lifetime. It's like, just from a resource point of view, there's got to be a reckoning with that. You know what I mean? Like, it just can't go on forever. The economic model that this country has is about short-term growth and short-term growth only. How does it? What's your next period? Okay, March 31st.
Well, that's
June
why
30th.
That's why we have to oppress people, so we fucking limit this population.
Well, it is, but they want to squeeze every freaking dollar out of you, So we don't want to give you benefits or anything like that. We want to make you go out there and work so we can make more off
did you see Trump said, and then after we take our break, we'll watch a movie and dick around like that.
Yeah.
Trump said that he was getting interviewed by Fox News, and she was like, he was like, I've done more for black people than any president in the history. And she was like, well, what about Lincoln? And he was like, well, Lincoln, we're going to take a pass on him because he did some good things, but that's debatable. He literally said, so he's essentially saying, I know he didn't say it literally, but he's essentially saying that freeing the slaves was a questionable move.
Yeah, exactly. It's
like you could have ended the Civil War without freeing them.
Yeah, it is.
And I think kind of his aim was like, that was a bad money deal. Freeing the slaves was a bad money deal.
Yeah.
You could have gotten more out of it. You could have made them employees somewhere.
Well, I mean, it's just, this is the mentality you're dealing with. I mean, it's going to be, boy, September and October, they're going to really suck they're going to really suck because a lot of the economic things that are going on, people getting lower, they're going to have less unemployment. I think the financial strain is going to be hitting a lot at that time. I think the protests will still be around. I think people are going to.
Oh, those aren't ending, and that's going to be a big.
Yeah.
It's going to be one thing when election time comes around. He's going to be like Putin, dude. He's going to be tear gassing people.
There's going to be some shootings. I think. I saw this right wing fucking jackass. I got a.
Ooh, there we go.
I got a text from
it's the revolution.
An article from a buddy of mine saying there's this guy who's like, he has some podcast, right wing podcast guy, just saying all it takes is one tweet. Just takes one tweet and we'll get off our couch and get our guns and we'll stop this in an hour. We'll stop it in an hour. And there's enough people that think that way, So, and do you think he's capable of doing that? I think he's capable of sending a tweet out like that, absolutely, and just inciting that.
I still think there's people that fucking vet his Twitter.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't. I think that he at 2:30 in the morning, he's like tweeting and.
I got to get quicker though. Anytime there's a bang, I got to hit.
He's got a gun!
It's one of my favorite lines from Dumb and Dumber at the end.
It is a good movie
When he's meeting the boyfriend. Die! He just shoots him.
But yeah, man. So that is what's going on. It's just beginning, and I have concern about how it's going to unfold. It's just it hasn't affected my work yet. It really hasn't, but it has the potential to do that. Is he getting stuck up by someone here? Ice Cube
okay.
is?
So here's the scene. We'll drop a little bit of soft in the background.
Yeah.
Craig went to the store. The whole reason Craig is there is to tell Mike Epps that they owe like $3,000 or they're going to lose their house.
Yeah.
So they're all getting blazed up in the back of the room because he needs it. He's had a rough day.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, the boss came back, Pinky, who owns the record store, and he thinks Ice Cube is robbing the place. So now they're like tussling for like the gun. He pulled a gun out on him.
Yeah.
Says the N-word a lot in this scene.
Yeah. Yep.
And Craig got the reputation because Craig beat Debo's ass.
Oh. So
he can run those things.
Yeah. He knows it. Yeah. He can deal with stuff like that, man. Yeah. It's just
that white kid Roach in this movie.
Yeah.
Hung himself.
He killed himself.
Killed him like 2 years after this movie.
He
was in the movie Kids. He was a pro skater.
Oh, he was in Kids?
He's the girl who rapes Chloe Savini at the end of Kids.
Oh, he's Casper? That's Casper?
Yeah.
That's Casper?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Chloe Savini has a hairy bush in that movie. Wow. But it's the early 90s.
Oh, wait. I saw it in the theater in 95. That's Casper. He killed himself? What was the story? Was he? I know he was a junkie.
Yeah, I think he was just a junkie and
he was
acting.
A fuck up.
I think by this time he wanted to be like starring in movies because he was a very good actor.
Yeah.
But he was just doing bullshit like this. He played white black guy in all the movies.
Yep.
And I just think he got tired of it and hung himself.
Man. Yeah, I know that movie Kids to me was a very like, I remember being like, this was not the way I grew up, and it was very. But I remember thinking there were a lot of kids like that, like in Chicago and in New York, and how I was just like, in a weird way, I kind of wish I lived that way.
Well, except
I had a
for
certain
all the AIDS and raping.
Yeah, the AIDS thing was definitely big there, man. I mean, that was a big thing. Well, Gus Van Sant directed that,
but I think it does show about like the two-sidedness of like, hey, mom, we're going out to hang out, and then you go and just make out with each other and do drugs.
Yeah.
Like that's what kids do.
Yeah.
Like whatever degree of it, whether it's shoot heroin and have unprotected sex or smoke weed and fucking finger bang.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Like whatever they tell you they're doing, it's the rated G version of what they're actually going out to do.
Yeah. And parents probably know that. And I think it freaks them out. They don't know how to deal with it. Some don't.
Yeah.
I was too fucking square, man. I was just too fucking square. As a youth, I just was not, I was not, whatever. That's an issue.
What your rated R version is, like when I would tell my grandma, like, "Hey, I'm going to Wesley's."
Yeah.
I would be like, "This is what we're gonna do," but we would go like throw dog shit on people's porches.
Yeah.
Like we were making very light mischief.
Yeah, exactly.
Stealing phone books, we would go fucking play football in fields that we weren't allowed to be in and shit. Like, kick the can, like. But that's still lying to your parents.
Oh, absolutely.
Like we weren't like, hey, I'm gonna go to Wesley's. We're gonna go trespass on private property.
Yeah. No, exactly. No, and that's also what kids do. It's what bored kids do. I did the same fucking thing. You'd go out and like, do something else. Yeah, I thought about that today. I didn't start to drink consistently until I was 17 years old. First time I ever got drunk, I was 15. That's also the first time I ever got to third base.
Here you go. Amanda Rip.
But no, it was Gwen Henning.
Oh yeah,
my finger bang anniversary. But then I was very straight laced after that. My friends were very square. They were very square kids.
Talking about finger banging.
My first set of friends. Yes, riding. This is how we do it. This is how we. But that was an amazing moment. But I didn't drink again. Like I remember I got drunk like a year after that. And then I didn't start to drink at any consistent level till I was 17. And that was like a real, I changed my friends in high school. That was a big moment of like maturation for me. I was like, I can't be around these squares, man. Just can't be around them, And they were like athletes and stuff. But I just didn't like them. They weren't
that beat
cool
that
enough.
someone's fire alarm, because these fire alarms are so sensitive in here. That happens every time you just cook.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yep.
You hear that every day. Look at his titties, dude. Damn, Daddy, I didn't know you had titties.
He's doing some weird kinky.
Yeah, listen, he got a ball gag in his mouth. They're about to lose his house, and he's mad he got fired like a black father would.
So he's like trying to he's just enacting all of his sexual fantasies and shit.
Yeah,
because he has money.
Because the actual mom had a heart attack when they found out they won the lottery. It's a joke early on in the movie. They show a picture because this family is not in the first one. These are characters they introduce.
Yeah.
And so they had to establish mom died when we hit the lottery. And they show a picture of her like Fred Sanfording when they have their big check in front of them.
How much did they win?
$1 million. Yeah, they don't. But then he ends up explaining after Dad's credit and doing all this, he's like, we didn't.
It's
end up with $1 million.
$386. Yeah, exactly.
Well, he just said we ended up with this house and my car.
Yeah,
that's all we ended up with, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's $1 million ain't what it used to be. Keith,
no, and this is the year 2000.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Which is still, there's no inflation rate. It's still $1 million today, right?
No. Oh, no.
$1 million in 2000. And how much has it gone up?
No. $1 million now would be worth I don't know, probably $700,000 now.
Oh, so it's gone down.
I'm sorry.
So having $1 million in the year 2000.
I'm sorry. No, having $1 million there would be like having like a 1.5 now.
Yeah.
1.5 now. Probably maybe a little bit more. But yeah, in terms of time. Yeah. No, anyway. Yeah. So, I mean, it's, making cash. I'm hoping my script. I want to. I think it's good advice, though, Keith. I appreciate that. I do want a respected set of black eyes to look at it. You know what I mean? Like a experienced, smart, to go through that, because that's going to be that's going to be a hard sell, I think, for my writing partner. We are a couple of white guys. Now,
and you almost
we're pretty goddamn woke.
And you also need someone when you go in to pitch this. You almost need the Key and Peele sketch. You need someone who could be the they wrote it, but I'm helping them with it. Well, so, you can trust that I'm gonna make sure they make this show diverse, and it's not just it's not just two white guys trying to be woke.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the show is,
because that's one thing people are gonna say when you bring this to whoever. They're gonna be like, well, who do you have any people of color working on the show with you?
Absolutely. Oh, working on the show. Yeah, no, exactly.
And that means executive, show running, producers, directors. Have you run this? It's gonna look bad if you just go to this, be like, two white guys wrote this. It's killer. We're gonna redefine race in America. You almost need a black guy to do that. For you.
To actually be the sales. Yeah, no, I know. No, I mean that is not bad advice. But the first thing, it's got to get to be the best script it can possibly be.
Well, you have to give a good script to this black guy.
Yeah, it's got to be good. So it's still not there. Doing the reading tomorrow, and then we're going to try to do a table read. I think after this level of, we're going to do a bunch of edits. I'll do a bunch of edits after this read tomorrow. I guarantee it. And to me, it's kind of taking stuff out and getting to the most economical script possible.
Yeah, because what you could fall victim to is, they'll be like, yeah, we love this. And then they'll buy it from you. And they'll just be like, oh no, we're going to get black people to make this.
Yeah.
They could literally just take it from you and just be like, oh, you're not making this.
Yeah.
We're not letting two white people make a show about black people.
Yeah.
Are you nuts?
About race. Because you see, part of the pitch I have part of the purpose behind it is to have a discussion on the role of white people in this whole thing, because there has to be some soul searching and some.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here in the book. Oh, so you think white lives matter, Adam? No, I'm just kidding.
All lives matter.
Is this going to be an all lives matter show?
No, what it's going to be is discussing the dilemma of race through the lens of the housing market and how that's one of the pillars in the racist systemic racism that's out there, where you live, how you're being funneled into those areas, how those areas are kept that way.
And it would almost be a good idea to, like, not to where it's laid on thick, but you should almost have every white character be flawed in this show.
Oh, well,
like everyone by the end of it, you're like, oh, all these people are racist.
Well, it's not that. We're gonna. There's definitely flawed characters, no doubt about that. But there's also there's a bit of an office sort of political thing of how does this organization fit into trying to combat, in theory, that this issue, and deal with this issue, and just how our board was very much. It was a lot of people from the real estate industry, and you have a board with people from the real estate industry that they want to do that because they want to know what you're up to. Are you going to try to do systemic testing and actually bust RE/MAX for steering people into these neighborhoods?
My uncle worked for him.
For
them.
And it's like they did not want that to happen.
RE/MAX is done, right?
I don't know who the big real probably Century 21 is probably still around. RE/MAX is still around.
Caldwell Banker. No, it's what does my uncle work for? He changed from RE/MAX.
But the point is, so we want to talk about, again, how the inner workings of the organization and how it was trying to sort of deal with this and how it dealt with problems and issues. And it's kind of how we were just basically creating lawsuits. That's what we did. We hit them in the pocketbook. That was our way of fighting back, and then doing a lot of press releases with that, just to let people know that we're out there. You got to behave. All right, realtors, all right, people selling real estate.
And by hitting them in the pocketbook, Crocious means they went and they physically abused Jewish people.
No, we sued people and sued landlords and sued realtors.
They nipped it in the tuchus.
So we and we'd have small scale settlements, but also some very large scale settlements. I mean, we had a lot of interesting cases that we had to deal with that I think helps deal with how dynamic the issue of housing discrimination is. It's not just what I dealt with, which was like, oh, you show up and you're black and I'm not going to rent to you, and now this white guy shows up and he gets it. It was also about like a redlining of like TIF districts. That there was a place in Addison, Illinois. They wanted to basically
just know too. Your hand is covering your head when you do this.
Oh, okay. Thank you. But it they would with steering. God, I'm fucking hungry. I lose my train of thought.
We can take a break.
Yeah, we should take a break. But no, but with the race thing, we also had cases where we, sued large scale realtors, or dealt with other issues of like, I told you that family we had in Berwyn. There was a Jamaican family that moved into Berwyn. And the first day they lived there, they got a plate glass window thrown through a brick thrown through a plate glass window that had a note attached to it that said "Go home, niggers." So they reached out to us. We reached out to the police. We said to the police, "You got to give them protection." And they're like, "Okay, we'll do that." And okay, good. We've dealt with that. And we'll investigate this further to see if there's any criminal action we can do. And then we get a call on Friday afternoon. The police are like, "Oh yeah, no, we don't have to give them police protection. Things are fine." And that night, their porch got burnt down, so their house got set on fire. And then we sued the police department for taking, not doing their duty. Like and they didn't give a reason. They just said we're going to do this. It was like 4:30 on a Friday. We're like scrambling. What do we do? So then that night, boom, it happened because obviously they're connected with the bigots in town, and Berwyn has a long racist history.
They're connected with the bigots, political family in Chicago.
Yeah, exactly. And through investigating the police,
John J. Bigot, Patrick Bigot, they're all good. They're good guys.
But we sued the police department for not providing protection. As part of the discovery process, we got to go behind the desk, where the cops all work, and they had an open air shrine to Hitler. They had a swastika flag and a picture of Hitler behind glass with a candle. Like a vigil they were having.
The bigots are actually related to Hitler.
So we sued them, and needless to say, we won that, for having hate speech. And we sued them for like $150,000.
See,
which is a decent amount of money.
This could be a storyline. That's like a storyline for the first season.
That's the second episode, is that episode. That's what actually sparked this. The first episode is just doing a test and establishing what the organization is. Second episode is that incident. Now, that was not housing of them trying to rent a place or buy a place, but it's also them being safe in their domain. It ended with us doing a big fundraiser at a band play at Fitzgerald and raised a bunch of money for them for their legal fees.
Ooh, a band.
Paying for it was like some reggae band or something,
Oh, there you go.
So but we ended up raising a bunch of money. To help,
we had Big Daddy Kane come in, just all these black.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. This was sort of some of the stuff we did.
Did a minstrel show.
Al Jolson, we conjured the spirit of Al. Mammy, we were being sensitive.
Played Gone with the Wind.
But Gone. Oh my Lord.
They took that off Disney or whatever services it was on. They removed it, and then also Cops got canceled. And Live PD, but Cops is on WGN America right now, so I think they're kind of getting their juice in the fucking the lemon while it's still
We're
there.
gonna just get another nickel because PC culture is trying to cancel us. Anyway, but let's take a break.
Yeah,
Keith.
let's take a break. We'll be back. Sounds like what a hippie calls her menstrual blood.
my main tea.
My moon tea.
It is. So we're back for the second half.
We're gonna bring it back with this drop.
Oh, that's out of the ground. That's gone.
This is a home run in a cricket
It's on my
game.
car. It is. I think it hit my car.
By a car.
Don't believe it. Ah, the downside of getting a park so close. Oh, no.
Fun fact, because I've watched the video of this.
Yeah.
This dude, it's called a six, a cricket six. It's like when you hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
It crushes this dude's windshield.
Yeah.
Because they park right by the stadium and it goes right through. And he's just like, oh, I think that's my car. It is my car.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cricket, when I was in England, that would be on TV, like a sports, you go to a sports bar in England, or in London, they'd have a lot of cricket games on.
Yeah.
Darts. People watching darts.
Listen to him realize it is his car. Because I think he's just joking at first.
Did you pay insurance? No, it's a rental.
It's a rental.
I don't believe it. I think it's mine.
Yeah. That was always a good baseball gag. A good baseball movie.
Not the first one was mine.
Always had a good, the baseball through the windshield. That was, of course, in the Bad News Bears.
Dude, have you ever seen fucking, what's that fucking, about the little fucking goofy kid? Simon Birch. Have you ever seen the movie Simon Birch?
Oh, I haven't. No.
So it's about a little weird deformed kid, little tiny dwarf kid. And he's just like a little outcast.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in the movie. So he befriends the boy from Jurassic Park, Joseph Mazzello.
Oh, yeah.
He plays like the kid that befriends little Simon Birch.
Okay.
And he becomes close with the family. And Simon Birch plays on the Little League team, and they torture him because he's a little fucking weird, wiggly kid.
He's Eddie Goodell. Yeah. He's a dwarf or whatever.
And he fucking finally hits a home run in the game.
Yeah.
And the ball hits Joseph Mazzello's mom in the head, and she fucking dies.
That's how
it happens in the middle of the movie.
Oh, that's the turning point. That's page 60. That's page 60 of the script.
But there's a scene where he's fucking Joseph Mazzello, like they're confronting each other, and he just goes, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry," and that made me think of that. Whatever you just said made me think of that.
I'm sorry
of the death of the turning point when it was like the sports fucking. Instead of hitting the car, he hit a fucking lady.
Yeah, and killed her. Yeah.
That's my mom.
What a bizarre, preposterous idea,
That's
though.
my mom.
Well, did he end up? I mean, how did that happen? Did they like it that he hit a home run, and then how did it end up?
Oh no! It immediately.
It's okay. Spoiler alert for me.
It's like a big turning point. It's just like it's to illustrate like he finally achieved his goal, but it's like bittersweet because the end result was that it kills the only lady that was kind to him.
Yeah.
It was like his surrogate mother. And then Joseph Mazzello's not happy because
I think that happens to certain people who become entertainers and are famous actors. They build it up into something. If they weren't raised in that environment, and they sort of achieve that, they're able to get to that point.
A little bit of Friday going.
Your act ain't changed at all.
And they realize that when they get to that point of the sort of level of fame, it's just like, oh, so this is it. Like they think it's going to be this amazing threshold and breakthrough, and I'm sure it's an amazing life in a lot of ways, but it also presents a whole other range of problems and issues that you never even thought you were going to have to deal with, So I think about that with in terms of if you're a performer and you become famous, you finally break through. I think it does. Yeah, there's certain satisfaction. I'm sure there's a satisfaction with it. Hey, it's a goal. You did it. You accomplished it, and that's got to be a good feeling. But you got to continue it. And also, I think for a lot of people, it's anticlimactic. I don't think it's as great as they think it's going to be, and they're presented with problems that they didn't know how to deal with. The trappings of fame, So, and they become a non-human. They become less. They're sort of out of touch now. They're so detached.
We got Caddyshack here. This movie's good, but it doesn't hold up. Like, it's clear it's very much an 80s problematic movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, this was a late 70s, early 80s. I mean, I saw this in the theater. I loved it. This movie, I guess
that guy's dressed like an Italian pimp on the
Exactly.
golf course. Well, it's also just got those scenes where, like, because I love Harold Ramis, but it's just like the best relationship in the movie is him just being like, hey, let's go up in the room and fuck, and then I'm gonna go cheat on you.
Well, yeah, I mean, there were themes being dealt with here in the late 70s, early 80s. I swear to God, it was like the sexual revolution was sort of still kind of a thing that
I
was
think
going
there's
on.
like teenagers that just like pop their tits out at the pool in this movie.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's some boob shots and stuff.
Lacey
going on.
Underall definitely shows her tits, but I even think there's like a girl, like a 12-year-old girl who fucking drops her bikini down. She smokes a cigarette or something like that.
That isn't the case. No.
Who's the girl that smokes though? Because you think she's a little boy, and then she pops her hat off, and a ponytail falls down. And you're like, because then she takes her shirt off, and she has like a bikini on.
Yeah, bikini, but she's like also prepubescent. She's like 12.
She's like not, smoking a cig. And shit.
Yeah. She's not 16.
But definitely, like, now they wouldn't have a 12-year-old in a 2-piece bikini.
No.
Like, that wouldn't be a thing of like, oh, you thought this was a boy.
Well, here's a sequence. I mean, they talk about abortion and
he's peeping and Tommy.
Yeah. He's looking.
They're about to bang.
Yep.
She's pale as the snow.
Well, she's Irish, and then
that's something she noticed. I was watching this with her, and she was like, "Why is she Irish?" And I'm just like, they don't explain that.
Yeah, it just is. Well, I know, like the behind the scenes on this is great. It's a totally good like VH1 behind
the script is like 300 pages,
and I guess they filmed it. It was like a 4.5 hour movie.
Yeah, well, because you do the math. A page is a minute of the movie.
Yeah.
So if it's 350 pages, that's how many minutes it is.
It's huge. I know, it's huge. So it's he.
Also, Bill Murray didn't have lines because they knew he was so good at improvising.
Here's the scene.
Yep.
Here's the scene. She doesn't smoke a cigarette though.
No, but she does smoke later. I think they cut to her later, and she's smoking a cigarette.
But it's also like there's a lot of teen fucking was going on in this. Definitely a lot of teen sex. I mean, I saw this in the theater when I was 11 years old. I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
I still think it's a funny movie. Yeah. It's just not. It's definitely.
You know who's funny in this? Ted fucking Knight is funny in this.
Yeah,
he's actually
great.
Good. He plays a totally.
You'll
good,
get nothing and love it.
I know, and like his whole about a first guy. His whole like persona is great. He's hysterical.
That's how they show her badassness. She fucking the girl who you thought was a boy, and they popped her. They show her in the bikini. She gets on the high dive, and they go, "That's clothes," and she goes, "Shove it up your ass."
Yeah.
And then she jumps in.
And then here's like, "Hey, mama."
Here, we should just
we're wearing his fucking. This guy was in. He was in Porky's. He was in Porky's too. He was the Jewish guy in Porky's.
Couldn't have been that great then. Oh, let you know, Denunzio.
Those sunglasses were so like.
Stand up.
I'm an early '80s stud.
He's in a fucking full-on Speedo.
And this is a moment, man.
It's when Lacey Underall is so hot that it quelled the fucking fiery passion of two men.
And also, everyone stopped playing around in the pool.
That was a big 80s thing too, the eye line follow. Like when a hot girl walks in, every guy in the room, you see their eyes trace her. That was also like, this was the contact tracing of its time.
Yeah,
before
they would also in the late, all the beer ads in the late 80s had that big time too, like doing elevator eyes on a woman. I'm looking at her
also
ass.
Because she's sexy, she can do full on Olympic dives.
She's also like athletic or something.
Everyone else was just belly flopping, but she comes in with her tight puss.
Well, because she's supposed to be a more sophisticated woman. She's in California.
Well, yeah, she does acid and goes to bullfights, as she specifies early in the movie. Lines like that are why it doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
When they're just like, "Oh, Lacey, why didn't you like the city?" Of just like, "Oh yeah, I got tired of being bored all the time." Like, I guess that's a good joke, but it's just so ham-handed.
Yeah. Interesting.
Now they got this scene. This is very alty, though. I like this scene. This is very like Mr. Show prequel-ish.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, in the middle of it, they're just going to do a synchronized swim.
Yeah, a goof of this.
This is proof that Harold Ramis had full control because there's no reason for this scene to be in it.
Yeah.
This is easily something you can cut out of this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's still funny.
Yeah.
Then they push him in. He's the authority figure.
Hey, we got him in there.
They
you
were still,
homo.
boomers were still young here. I mean, this is the classic gag.
Oh, she throws the candy bar in.
Yeah.
That's her role in this.
Oh, God. This movie was filmed in Florida, I guess, as you can imagine, behind the scenes. A lot of partying going on in this movie.
Look what AMC's doing. The Day After Tomorrow is on tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. This Barbara Bush looking bitch or fucking Nancy Reagan.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like she was supposed to be we need a Nancy Reagan type character.
Reagan still had not been elected yet. Because Carter was still president with his
Have we done Caddyshack on the show yet?
No, we never have. Yeah, this is a new thing. Yeah, this is good. Because I like to hear your perspective on it. Because I definitely look at it.
I personally love this movie.
But in terms of how it's dated, because I don't dismiss what you're saying about it being dated in certain ways. And that's going to happen.
Even the idea of a caddy, people don't know. Like pro golfers have caddies.
Yeah. Yeah, well, although if you go to a high end,
if you're a member of a club, you can have a caddy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I know the couple kids I worked at the video store with in the suburbs were caddies. Oh, and they made great money.
You make good money. You get good tips,
especially if you know the game and you actually have tips that can make their score better. They'll tip you off the fucking chain.
Absolutely. Oh no, if you're a caddy in one of those North Shore clubs up there in Chicago, I'm sure there's a bunch out here too. You can make a decent amount.
Also,
of money.
A lot of it is like how they do in this, I don't see the ball, but you kick it forward for him a little bit and stuff like that.
Another thing is that the fact is golf is where business deals get cut. That's
here's the part I never got. We want something. This scene where they think it's poo, so they clean the pool. Even as a kid, when I saw this, it's clearly a candy bar.
Yeah.
They should have gotten something that looks a little more like shit.
Yeah. Although a candy bar has the integrity, none of my shits are over that firm.
Well, by the time they drained that pool, it would have drained with the water.
Yeah, and it would have deflated away and stuff.
Now we're getting into the integrity of an actual turd, which I can probably put my hand forth. I can't be honest about race because I haven't dealt with it.
Yeah.
But I know about the ins and outs of a turd.
Yes, that's a great thing to. This is for the women who are listening.
We've all had shit on our hands.
Got to clean it off.
And you're lying if you didn't. Smell it for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And be like, what is that? And then you're like, okay, that's poo. I'm gonna puke.
We have to wash your hands afterwards.
Absolutely.
You always wash your hands.
That was one thing when taking care of my grandpa that I never had to do that I thought is. One time I had to help him off the toilet because towards the end of his life, his lungs were so bad that going to the bathroom would take his breath away. And one time he was all fucked up and I had to off him off the toilet.
Yeah.
But he had a nurse that would come and wipe his ass. But I was like, I love him, but I don't know if I'd be able to fuck with old adult person shit.
Man, my buddy Rob, who I talked with today, and it was a good conversation today because I spoke with him 2 weeks ago, and it was he's in rough shape right now. He was drinking heavily, and he was really fucking up his speech and losing his train of thought, and his mom was just diagnosed with stomach cancer, so he had to basically be the primary caretaker of her and he's been the primary kind of caretaker with his routine for years. And she's 89, she's got stomach cancer. Her bowels have just given out. So he had to wipe her ass a bunch. And he's just that, and I'm like, you're a bigger man than me, man, that you're capable of doing that. Cause I would have a very hard time doing that. I would, even though that's to me is that's truly an act of love. It really is an act of love. Cause it's this is truly someone at the end of their life and trying to preserve some level of dignity. So, but it really was stressful for him and what's going on in the world. So, but his sister moved back and is helping out with that, but he's going to be the primary caretaker basically until she's going to probably be dead.
A little bit of money in there. Is there a little bit of money in there?
Well, no, I mean, it's his mom.
Cause that is the plot to Slums of Beverly Hills, which I watched again with her recently. Have you ever seen that movie?
I never have.
Alan Arkin, Natasha Lyonne, David Krumholtz.
Yeah. Got a decent cast.
It's a great.
Yeah.
So it's about this family who they're poor, but they want to live in Beverly Hills. So they're getting apartments and then leaving in the middle of the night, they're just trying to slum their way through Beverly Hills.
Yeah. Yeah, God, interesting. It's kind of a funny idea.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Well, again, this movie, like that movie, I will say that about Caddyshack. The undertone of this is a lot of it is about class. Obviously, there's a class discussion going on. You know, about wealthy people and hoity-toityness and the kind of culture of that, and exposing that for being ridiculous and uptight and have a stick up your ass.
Do you see Kelly Howard on this Humira commercial?
Oh, she is.
Yeah, that's her.
Wow.
Look at that. Chicago comics making that Humira money. They show Joe Fernandez's a lot. Now Kelly Howard's is taken front and center.
Wow.
Well, you know, I know her act fucking front and back, dude. She's so funny, but she closes with selling merch. That's always
yeah.
She's like, come on, Kel, come on.
Yeah, no, yeah. She's a merch. I mean, but you know, she's pushing herself.
It got her a Humira commercial.
You know, exactly. You know, got her a national, but so what?
Look at me out here trying to be a star, and there's comics out there making that Humira money.
You know, but it's, you know,
it's good money. I know.
I'm sure it's good.
They get excited. Well, she's probably getting residuals out the fucking dong.
I wonder if it's union or not, though. You know,
they all have agents. They work for that same. There's one agency
is it Big
out
Mouth?
there. No, it's fucking. What the fuck is it called?
God, I was such a bad actor. I could never get an agent out there. I was just not an actor.
I think it's the same one that does all the Chicago Fire and Chicago PD shows.
Oh yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be. I'm sure that
because it's an acting agent. It's like an acting agency.
Is it Ron Irvin with them?
It's the one everyone signs to it. All the stand-up comics in Chicago, anytime they post like, "Oh, I got signed today," like, yeah, but they're not going to get you any stand-up gigs.
Yeah.
Like that's dope. That's probably why you don't have to. Like the people who have those gigs, like that's why they haven't moved to New York or LA.
Yeah.
Because they're paying their rent being fired fighter on Chicago Fire.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like Abby Sanchez and Joe Kilgallen, like
absolutely.
They do one scene and that's their money for the year.
But I know Monty made a living there doing commercials. I mean, and he was on that show Early Edition, you know. So I knew a lot of Chicago actors at that time who were able to, you know, make a buck doing that.
See, but that's where I kind of missed and where I probably should have started earlier if I wanted representation. All those agencies are only going after people of color, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I definitely missed we're signing any white guy thing.
I've never. I think you have to be pretty good.
Yeah,
if they're going to do that, you got to be fucking really good. You know, so
that's why I'm going the indie route. My best bet is to just develop a fan base.
Yeah, develop your own thing. And
no
that's
major agency is going to touch me unless I'm already coming to them with something that, like, hey, I have this following.
Yeah.
Because they're not. It's just not. Unless you know someone who works at fucking Gersh or someone like, you know, the receptionist who can put in a absolute squeaky clean, delete your Twitter word for you.
Yeah. No, I tell you, man.
Scrub your Twitter before I fucking tell them you're good to go type of fucking shit.
Yeah, I wonder about that with my I have a lot of political tweets with my. I think my tweets
so long.
You know, I've
been tweeting since 2009 or 2011.
Yeah. I like it when you come up with a funny line and get a couple laughs. You know, it makes you feel. To me, it keeps the funny bone a little exercised.
The one I always think about, which I wouldn't even know where to find it, but one time, and this was me trying to almost be woke, where I said it was right when the like PC thing started, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember tweeting. It's
been around since the late 80s.
But I'm saying again.
Yeah.
And I remember I tweeted, in these political times, should we be calling anything a spade? Because you know when they say like, "Oh, a spade's a spade," I'm gonna call a spade a spade. So I was just like, "Oh, should we be calling anything a spade?"
Yeah.
And I always think like that would probably be one that people would find like, you see, he's fucking normalizing racial slurs.
Again, I go back to just, you know.
It's like I'm saying, don't do it.
I find the language part of the war just to be weak. I just don't find it to be the real discussion.
Well, like I said earlier, that would be the thing. Like,
I
could be an advocate and on your side for years, and then the second you find out that I tweeted the word spade, oh well, you're done. Like this one thing happened, so you clearly have been bullshitting us this whole time.
Yeah,
you're not a good person.
Yeah. Why do you have to? I mean, people are messed up. You know, it's what it is.
I made a bad joke. Sorry.
I mean, it's also.
I made a bad joke, and I thought that burying it with a million other tweets would be the end of it.
By the way, it is kind of crazy that they kept the name Roseanne after kicking Roseanne
It's
Barr.
called the Connors now.
Was it Connors? Yeah, exactly.
They did a few episodes to end the show.
Yeah.
And then they did because they canceled it and then they brought it back. It's like it's a reboot of the reboot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's doing well. It still gets like record number of viewers.
Yeah, I believe that.
But that's because people were so behind Roseanne losing her job. I bet you there's people who watch it just to like, we're going to support it because they fucking fired Roseanne. It's like a political move to the Connors.
I'm sorry. I just go
like
back
people
to it.
watch, like, yes, it's a bad show, but like we support it.
I realize that, yeah.
Like, you can still not like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could admit that Roseanne's a virulent racist, but
yeah,
you can also be like, yeah, but she was the reason that show was funny. Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah.
She's a bad person, but she was also very good at her job.
Yeah.
And yes, it's good that you fired her, but also admit that that's kind of the end of the show.
Yeah.
Like, just because they didn't do anything else, like, so what? They're nothing without her. It's not the same show.
Yeah, it's not. I know it's not. Yeah, it's yeah, that whole thing. But yeah, they did that for a couple episodes. It's pretty crazy. The whole kind of, again, the cancel culture, we've talked about it here before. And, maybe this is, I just, I don't know. I have such mixed feelings about it. There are certain things you can't say, you shouldn't say. I get it. And the N-bomb can't be said, of course, But it is, I just don't find it to be the substantive part of the argument. There needs to, you're earning your progressive stripes
I think
by
this
canceling
George
someone.
Floyd shit and the protests are kind of ending that. I think
Yeah,
people,
good.
it
Yeah.
kind of snapped them back to be like, maybe we shouldn't care about what Kevin Hart's tweeting.
There are actually substantive things you have
Yeah.
to point to as opposed to that. I mean, that just, again, feeds into the, celebrity being a distraction. I think there's a lot of performers that wrestle with that. It's the idea of, I'm not just an actor. I want to be a spokesperson for something. And I get trying to use your fame to maybe help something.
More so,
I mean, that's
and this is where I'll defend virtue signaling on like high levels. I think they're pressured to be that way.
I mean, I wonder.
I
or
think
if
they worry
is
that
it
like,
real or is it a real or imagined or something?
I think they worry that like, well, if I don't say anything, they're going to think I'm against it. Because it's like the whole when people were like, if you're being silent right now, you're being silently violent. And You're just like, dude, calm down.
Yeah. Here's Rodney, the beginning of his career we like him just having a lot of money. There's always money based themes with Rodney Dangerfield movies. I mean, it made Back to School. This character was just to make you rich, and have right wing populist ideas, about intellectuals being eggheads and stupid. This is also a racist scene here. The bug-eyed scene with the black guy on the boat.
Well, they also have to.
Oh no!
I love how they're playing the fucking electric orchestra. His little tiny boat. Does he call it his little dinghy?
This was all filmed in Florida. Florida is, I mean, again, the behind the scenes of Caddyshack is great because they just go into different, I think Chevy Chase and Bill Murray genuinely didn't like each other.
They didn't.
That was an issue.
And their scene is the best.
Yeah, absolutely. And he just let them kind of go off. But also, I guess they were just partying hardcore on the set.
Smoking that grass.
But also, I mean, I think, right there, that was the racist scene of the black guy. There's this bug eyes.
I'm just out here shrimping.
I'm just doing my thing. But my point is,
his boat's called Seafood. That's another thing too. No, your visuals are fucking coming to life now.
With what? You mean
because before you would say stuff and you'd be like, for our listeners, you don't have to do that anymore. They can see.
They can see me doing it. That whole thing. Ted Knight's good in this.
He would kill him. Rodney Dangerfield is essentially committing murder. Oh no, he just taps him, right?
Yeah, and he drops the anchor. He drops the anchor that then goes to. It's the boat christening of the judge.
Yeah,
and he ruins his boat.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.
You scratch my anchor. That's how the scene ends.
Too commercial.
I mean,
now that we're video, I'm gonna start timing it to where we'll do our rants during commercial breaks.
I also watched during this time. I met Rodney Dangerfield the summer of 1981.
How was that? Was he nice?
Well, it was just it was with a bunch of kids. So it wasn't like an individual. It was a bunch of kids at a basketball camp.
Did you go, I respect you, Rodney?
I was at the University of Maryland basketball camp commercial. We could probably look that up and watch it right now. I'm sure it's out there. Rodney Dangerfield was trying to get season tickets interest for Maryland basketball. So they filmed the commercial. So I got to see and meet Rodney Dangerfield, you know. Yeah, I mean, it was just like him walking by, hey, kids. You know, it was like with 20
Rodney
other kids. You know what I mean?
What is it? Maryland basketball camp?
Rodney Dangerfield, Maryland basketball, Maryland season tickets. Rodney Dangerfield, Maryland season ticket commercial. Because I was there when they filmed that. And it took like a million takes. He was just, he's not really much of an actor, you know. So it took him a long time. He was just a persona, and he refined it well. I mean, this guy, you know,
he was like on pills, probably, right?
Oh, I guess there's stories about him in Vegas, like before he, like in his 70s, like chasing young 18-year-old girls around.
The only thing that comes up is Rodney Dangerfield, Bob Nelson, and an entire football team at Dangerfield's Comedy Club.
Wow.
I think you might have a gem. Yeah, you can't find that.
But you really? I'm going to look that up and try to find it because I want to see that commercial because I remember they were filming it and he makes a joke, whatever. And it was all about just, you know.
It's for Maryland basketball.
Yeah, University
like a
of Maryland
commercial.
Yeah.
It's probably, it probably doesn't exist unless the archives are probably gone and no one. The chances that someone was recording that commercial and kept it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it has to be the original commercial. That's like, no one was recording it. They didn't have that equipment.
You're going to have to look into some archives.
I mean, yeah, but I'm sure the University of Maryland was like, okay, Rodney, we'll give you $15,000. Okay, I'll do a commercial. I mean, and he did
me some Vicodin, you know.
But that was right after. Caddyshack and before Easy Money. Easy Money was definitely, but then his high watermark is a Back to School. That's where it's truly Rodney and sort of his Rodneyus, you know.
Anytime I see home movie footage and commercials, I'm like, it reminds me of fucking John Wayne Gacy footage.
Like, oh, I'm filming myself as a clown.
Yeah,
God,
like that's where my brain goes.
Man, I tell you what, you know,
that's a scary clown. That's the real it.
I mean, serial murderers still exist. I feel like. Yeah. Serial murderers have been
statistically one probably lives in this building,
but serial murderers like they have to. I mean, but I feel like that they've been usurped by the mass shooter. The mass shooter has taken over that because I mean, you think about that in the 90s. How many fucking serial murderer movies? When Silence of the Lambs broke through, it was like everything. There were so many knockoffs made from that genre of movie for 10 years.
I got a story for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we watched fucking Columbine, a documentary about Columbine. Yeah. First of all, 6th grade, I ditched school with my best friend's little brother and was smoking weed watching Columbine.
When it actually was going on.
When it actually was happening.
God, that's how old I am.
And
was it 99?
2000. No, it was 99.
When did you graduate from high school? 07?
No, the year 2000.
You graduated from high school in 2000?
No, middle school.
When did you graduate from high school? I'm just curious.
05.
Okay. So yeah, you were in junior high school. Yeah.
So we were watching it, and the one thing, because you know how they always say like, oh, I hate that they glorify the killers. Like, why do they give them screen time? So this documentary is all from the perspective of the students. They don't mention the killings. Yeah. They don't show any footage. They literally start it at like, this is where I was. And I went outside, and it's mostly about like their life after the shooting.
How did it affect them? Like, what?
I'm going to tell you 100% honest.
Yeah.
The most boring documentary I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. First of all, half the students didn't even see shit.
Yeah.
They're like, I was sitting at this table, and then I went outside, and like we stood there for 4 hours, and it was like, that's all that. That's why you're fucking broken as a person, because you didn't see shit.
Yeah. I mean, that started out as a good idea. Like, hey, what's the impact of this 20 years later?
Because then I spent the whole documentary reading the Wikipedia. Like, this Wikipedia page is so much more interesting than this documentary.
Yeah.
Because they're explaining what the fuck happened.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Like, I get it. It's good if you're coming at it of like, well, I don't care about the shooters, but like most people do.
Yeah.
Like to not like you almost watch the documentary and if you didn't know about Columbine, you almost don't know what they're talking about. You don't know if it was a shooting. You just know they went to school and something bad happened. They don't clarify anything beyond that. Yeah. And it's almost frustrating.
Sounds one-dimensional.
Where you're like, at least say what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I read deeper that like all of these kids were monsters. They've like bullying was a serious
issue
fucking problem at Columbine.
Oh, interesting.
So I just don't like that they're trying to be like, oh, these poor kids, which yes, these poor kids, but these poor kids created the fucking problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that would have been a more interesting
Marilyn
angle.
Manson wasn't the problem.
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
what this whole spawned of like video games and music are causing this. No, people calling those kids faggots and throwing human feces on them repeatedly.
Yeah.
Their whole lives is what caused that shit.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you some of those kids that they made this documentary about were probably awful to those guys.
Yeah.
And you're copping out by not admitting to it.
Yeah. Wow. Well, yeah, it's the whole. I think about that with bullying. God, when I was younger, I mean, I always. I got through relatively unscathed on the bullying tip. I got it somewhat, but not too bad.
Because I guarantee you, part of why those 4 people they talk about in that, probably why they had such a hard time is because they know they were responsible for it.
Yeah.
So
go through that.
acknowledge that in the documentary.
Yeah.
Don't just make it seem like you're broken because you sat at a lunch table and then you had to get called out to the parking lot.
Yeah.
More happened than that for you to have to be in therapy your whole life.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah. And again, the idea of the classic cautionary tale. Here's the ripple effect of this horrible event, and have them. Yeah, it sounds poorly executed.
So I'm coming at it from doing the research.
Yeah.
You need to glorify the killer.
You
don't say it's cool.
Yeah.
But don't fucking just be like,
Deny
well,
that
these people didn't exist.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. That was that was definitely.
I'm for not disclosing identities until way later. Like the day shit happens, don't be like, there's fucking this guy, rogue gunman, how they put those grandiose names on it.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. But like 20 years later, you can say fucking Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris.
Yeah.
And you could be like, yeah, they shot up our school.
That's interesting.
It's not they're both dead. It's not glorifying.
I remember talking to Joe McMahon about this.
Although they did start a movement. I was reading the Wikipedia page and they say like what they wanted to do worked. They said they wanted to either kill a lot of people or they wanted to start like a cult. They wanted to be like icons. And they're
in the sense of what?
Like school of mass shooting. They said in their little tapes, they said what we're going to do is either going to kill a lot of people or people are going to remember this for like, we're going to be immortalized for this.
Yeah.
And every manifesto of a mass shooting since has mentioned those 2 kids in it.
Yeah. God, what a weird psychosis in society where that actually becomes a thought
check this
process.
out. Here was their original plan. Have you ever heard their original execution? So the whole crux of it was they built 2 bombs. They took the tanks that are on propane grills.
Yeah.
And they made bombs and they put them in duffel bags. And then before their lunch started, they put them under a table in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And then they put one in their car outside. And their original plan was to sit outside and detonate those bombs on a timer.
Yeah.
And the cafeteria was below the library. And the bomb they rigged was powerful enough to blow up
the floor.
Yeah. And they were going to take out if their plan. And then so they were going to do that. And then as people were running out of the school, they were going to pick them off. And then they rigged a second bomb to blow up when the first responders showed up. They wanted to do like an Oklahoma City.
Ooh,
they said if it fully went to execution, they would have killed 500 plus people.
Well, you see, that
so
is...
then when they realized the bombs didn't detonate, that's when they went into the school.
And said, okay,
and we're just like, fuck it. We're just going to do it this way.
Jesus. How many people got killed again in that?
15.
15? Yeah, I remember talking to McMahon about that. It's interesting. Of your generation, that's a real, that's like this Challenger exploding for me.
That
you know
created the idea that, like, you had to get, for the rest of that school year, we had to walk through metal detectors going to school. Like, that really strengthened, even in high school, every Friday they brought drug dogs around to, like, search people's lockers. They wouldn't open it, but they would, if they smelled anything, they would, like... They would use that as like, well, the drug dog smelled something, so we have to open it.
Yeah.
Some security guard told me they usually every week they found a weapon
in school
in someone's locker.
Jesus Christ!
Because I went to school with gangbangers.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, that's something I kind of missed of my age group. Even though it just that was a big. Although there was a big culture when I moved from suburban DC to small town Wisconsin, 50,000 person town Wisconsin.
So she's telling Danny she's pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. Right now. Yep. So all the things are coming together against him, conspiring against him for Mike O'Keefe, who's a big Zen guy now, big TM.
Well, I don't hold you responsible. my problem.
You can troll me down the stairs if you want.
Daddy.
all these people have dropped out of acting too, man. A lot of
Pretty much.
They did like 1 or 2 movies and they were just like, they didn't like it actually. They didn't like I guess she was like one of them. We just dropped out of it. But anyway, but the point is that was a threshold with the violence thing. I never had that experience, but with going from DC to Wisconsin and being in the upper Midwest, like having a gun was actually more of a thing than suburban Virginia, even though I'm sure they had it there because it was the South. But boy, that was a big difference. And I was like, we didn't have a gun, and people were literally like, you don't have a gun in your house? You don't have a gun. And I was like, nah, we don't think it's really not that unsafe here. It's a lot less, it's more safe here than where we used to live.
I grew up around legit gang members.
Yeah.
I didn't see that any of them with a gun until I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Even gang members are more responsible gun owners than some people, where they're like,
yeah,
I'm a Latin king, but I'm not going to fucking wield a pistol in front of my kid. I'm not a fucking idiot.
A lunatic, you know.
I'm going to wait till he's 18 and then I'm going to buy him one and jump him in this gang.
God, man. Yeah, I think about I just never, I had a hunting rifle. My parents, it's still out of touch they were with my personality. They bought me a hunting rifle for like my first set of friends. Like, we can go hunting together. And I remember just being like,
you don't hunt?
I went hunting a few times. I found it very boring. I just didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it.
It's a lot of waiting.
Yeah, you got to wait to and it's like
hunting feels like you go and you do it, and then you're like, well, we could just chill somewhere else.
Yeah,
it's like if we're just gonna sit in a tree for 8 hours, we can just go do this like at McDonald's. Or something.
Well, the reason why it's done is it's for guys to get away from their wives for a weekend. Yeah. That's all it is.
Go sit in a tree and pound off.
But also, and just get drunk in a hotel room with like 6 of their buddies. You know, I mean, that's really what a lot of it's about. That was a big cultural difference. I remember the first hunting weekend when I was in high school in Eau Claire in Wisconsin. The first one, when deer hunting season opened in late November, it was like the school's population was cut in half. The girls were going out and hunting. I mean, it was like that ingrained, like that hunting culture was very real there, you know? And so they're susceptible to the gun issue. They are susceptible to owning a gun. It's necessary, but it was also one of the safest places I'd ever been, that ever lived.
Where, Wisconsin?
Where it was, there was definitely some snarky bullying that went on there. No doubt about it. I got bullied my first year there, being the new kid.
Like a city slicker.
I got bullied.
A city kid.
Yeah. I got bullied the first year there.
Was there a lot of Southern accents where you're like, you're fucking, this is the North? Oh no, up there it's a lot of almost Canadian.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey there, Adam. How you doing there?
When I hear Sarah Palin's voice, it is like nails on a fucking chalkboard to me. And it's this innocent voice, but it actually masks a real piece of shit who's I cannot stand that.
There's 4 or 5 groids on the street here.
What's going on? Well, they're going to take your money with the liberals when they come in and tax you. Oh, yeah. I mean, her voice, there are so many young women I knew in high school who talk that way. And it was like grating on me because it just was so ignorant. You know, it was so dumb. And so, yeah, that first year, I eventually got friends. I had a sense of humor. That's how I got people to like me. I became the clown, you know. That's how I got people to enjoy. And I remember when I did a play in the 9th grade and I completely fucking killed and got huge laughter.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before,
that was that was a threshold. I was sort of like up a couple notches after that. Like I had my place, you know. But my parents instead of encouraging me to go down the path of that, they bought a hunting rifle with a scope for me. Because I'm going to fit in there. It's just I just didn't. They just weren't really kind of aware in certain ways, you know, and that's what it is. You know, you don't really know. You're an independent person, but I don't resent them. You know, I used to. Anyone listening right now, if there's a lesson from this,
hey,
get over your resentments towards your parents and your family.
They're watching too.
You know, yeah, exactly. Get over your resentment towards your parents. Okay, it's an important thing to do.
There you go.
Because for a long time I could not do that, but I was able to get to that point, and that was a liberating feeling. You don't resent them. You realize they are flawed human beings.
Well, yeah. Also, even though you don't respect it, like I think you're seeing with the civil discourse in the world, you're starting to realize why they were so guarded about some stuff. Because I come from such a open generation of like, no, you need communication. We need to break all this shit out in the open. Like I tweeted one time that got a lot of responses.
Yeah.
Like I used to ask my grandma all the time, like, why don't you talk about politics? Like she used to say, like, I don't tell people who I vote for. Like I keep that all private. And I used to be like, why? That's so dumb.
Yeah.
And then coming up in my time, I would be like, Oh, that's why she didn't tell anybody. Because you'll literally lose every friend you have if you don't agree politically with somebody.
Yeah, well, it's
so you're just better to not discuss it. I grew up with that was a rule. You don't talk about politics in public.
Can I tell you how many first dates I've ruined, Keith?
Because of that?
Because of talking about politics.
You don't do it.
You can't, and I'm sorry. It's such an important part of my life. It's an important part of my identity.
If you didn't do it, you would have nothing to say to people.
It just, and that always bothered me. And I knew that was not a good strategy on a first date. A heterosexual white woman in particular. Women of color, it was different. I actually liked that. I could actually relate on that level.
Unless you were like fucking like you show up with the fucking daishiki scarf, like fucking.
Well,
Chuck
yeah,
Schumer
exactly.
and shit.
Yeah. I'm going to be who I am. You know what I mean? I'm going to be. This is what but also having an awareness of it.
So I have all of Bob Marley's albums.
Check it off the list. No, but but the first date thing, I just, I would talk about politics, and a lot of white women do not want to talk about politics. They do not want to hear about
because
that.
It either means you're about to say the N-word or they're going to have to admit that they don't like black people.
Well, it isn't even that. It's not about blacks.
I've never come to a moment where two liberal people, where someone was like, dude, I was on a date with this girl and then we ended up both talking about how progressive we were. It was awful. It's always one opposing thing.
Yeah. It's like, I think that's also a way of filtering. It's a filter because the fact is, I want to know both sides, and I'm on the fence, and I can't say this and be that. No. It is. I always knew the Republican Party was this, and so it's truly revealed itself, which is like in a weird way. It's honest. It's more honest. It's gross and it's terrifying in a lot of ways, but I always knew this is what it was, so it's really showing its fangs right now of just greedy, selfish,
on TV.
Pawn off stubbornness as strength, and also just a good old fashioned dismissive hostility. Fuck yeah, I don't want, just very,
fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, or getting into it too. Yeah.
Adam Brocious voted for Trump.
But yeah, I wanted to talk about that stuff because I feel like that was, and you don't have to agree with everything I say. You do not.
Well, that's why, especially in this last month, there are some podcasts who are like, I'm sorry we talk about all this stuff so much. Like, point of podcasting is you talk about what you did that week. And over the last 2 months, I haven't had a day job. I've been sitting at home watching. It's been nothing but unrest for the last 2 months. Like, it would be almost delusional to start this podcast and not talk about some sort of protest or like people are like, oh, we'll talk about something else. Like, what else is there to talk about?
Yeah, no, it's
I've done nothing.
I will say this about Trump.
Bought weed yesterday.
And I detest Trump. I detest him, obviously. But the best thing he has done is he has forced an apolitical culture to actually start, they have to talk about stuff because you have to talk about some real things, the real fissures, they have to be discussed. They have to be brought out. It's not going to be clean. I think this is hilarious seeing the priest is getting drunk. There is no God.
How many drinks he's had already, right?
Wrong.
You're drinking too much, Your Excellency.
Excellency, fiddlesticks. My name's Fred.
It's a game of golf.
I'm a man, same as you are.
You're not a man, you're a bishop, for God's sakes.
There is no God.
That's one of my favorite lines. The priest getting totally drunk and having a crisis.
Well, for people who don't know, who've never seen this movie, it's all because he had a wild golf game earlier.
Yeah.
Because it rained and fucking all
they get
his
struck
shots,
by lightning.
Well, all his shots were rolling in. Comically, like he would go way off and it would roll back down.
Exactly.
And that's the scene where it's raining and Bill Murray looks up and it's downpouring. Goes, I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come for quite some time.
It's literally like a hurricane that they're in, this is hilarious, man. And Chase is there is comedic talent, no doubt about it. Dangerfield.
Only reason I'm here is maybe I'll buy it.
Buy?
Bushwood?
I forget the light.
Oh, shit, yeah.
That's okay. Sorry. Thank you, Elise. I don't mean. I feel I can get up myself and do it. Right?
He called me a baboon, thinks I'm his
Thank
wife.
you.
I'm calling the police. You call the chief of police. I built this condo.
Hey, defund the police.
I do like there's certain facts being put out right now. Like, entire cities' budgets, 50% is dedicated to the police. It's like, when you hear stuff like that, it's like, obviously you're not prioritizing your cash well enough,
Donnie, why am I on me PJs on the golf course?
I'm not pregnant.
I'm not pregnant.
That's great.
This was my first exposure to terms like periods and
I
stuff.
shoved
when
a
I was
hanger
like
in
11.
me.
No, I
Shoved a
deserve it.
hanger in me cooch 10 minutes ago.
I hate myself. I'm going to get that scholarship.
That's good, isn't it?
No, I've been a creep lately, and I just can't help it.
You're not a creep, Noonan.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
All right, well, maybe you are.
No, you're not.
Listen, Noonan, you're good deep down. I know you do the right thing.
Thank you, Maggie.
I
You know.
demand.
Thank you, Maggie. I'm choosing the hot girl.
Yeah, Harold Ramis, when he said he directed this, he's like, is when he knew you have the movie you think you're going to film, then you have the movie you film, then you have the movie you end up with. Like he said, it basically was his film school.
Well, how about teams then for 20,000? You can have Dr. Frankenputz.
I beg your pardon.
And I'll take Ty here.
Hey, fellas, don't include me.
Ty's also. This is another one of those 80s tropes where, like, he's the greatest golfer in the world.
Yeah, exactly. But he's totally cool and laid back about it. And that was always an image you wanted to portray. When I was younger as a teenager, you wanted to kind of be that.
And then even like,
hell, I still do.
When Lacey's at his house and he's sexually assaulting a 18-year-old.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, this is an uncashed check for $70,000.
Yeah.
Like, not only is he the greatest golfer in the world, but he's a lackadaisical millionaire.
Yeah.
Who you never really find out what he does. You just know he's got a shitload of money and he's the greatest golfer in the world.
Well, you know that's what he came from extreme wealth. Chevy Chase did.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Like old money on the East Coast. I think he went to Swarthmore College, which is a very good liberal arts school outside of Philly. And I think he was kicked out, but I think he came from money. Like Julia Louis-Dreyfus came from money. You know?
Oh yeah, her family's a part of like a shipping empire.
Oh, yeah, and a fragrance empire. You know, like
Nick Kroll's family is extremely rich.
Well, you know, it's also you have the luxury to pursue your dream. You know, to do this. You know what I mean? You have the certain financial freedom and the luxury to do that, knowing that if you quote unquote fail, you can also just do something else. You know?
Or nothing.
Yeah, or not a damn exactly. Just pursue it. You know. So anyway,
you ready to tail it out?
Yeah, but I'm doing well. I mean, this has been good. This has been a fun episode. You know, I'm in a better headspace. We got that money for that application that I had the nervous breakdown.
There's also no curfew.
Yeah,
that was a big part of the last few episodes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the curfew was still on, and that's been lifted. So, but this stuff is gonna. I mean, July 4th will be an interesting day. If I'm a betting man, I got a feeling there's going to be some over exuberance going on from certain people with guns.
Oh yeah, and
I think July 4th is going to be a real.
And then the COVID
day.
spike from all these fucking people are going to go out for fireworks and
You
shit.
know, it's. But the worst is yet to come. The worst will be after that too. September and October are going to be terrible months. They're going to be really trying months. They're trying to break the social contract, man. There are certain business interests that are trying to break the social contract. They want to get rid of all these freaking federal programs. That's a major component of this, of privatizing Social Security and getting rid of Medicaid. I mean, they really want to cut the social contract, and this is basically their tactic to do that, and also make a lot of money for people who support them, and they can make a lot and just fuck things up. They want to truly change the social contract, which is a big deal.
You mean drain the swamp?
Yeah, God, and the fact that the Christian right so backs him so thoroughly is just is galling to me, and that is because of abortion.
Maybe we can end the show on the big Billy Murray and Chevy Chase scene.
This is it. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
this will show what talent is. The two people you're about to hear and not see, but speak, despise each other.
Yeah, in real life, yes.
Hi.
Mind if I play through?
Sure, go right ahead. What are you, getting in a late night or something?
Yeah, I was just loosening up.
Was that your ball I heard, man?
Yeah, did you see my ball?
Oh, this is the anesthetized version of it.
That's
Did you get him drunk on cheap wine?
I also think this channel is fucked up. It's it's like going in and out.
Yeah.
It's really awful. But I have a lot of things that are on order. Credit trouble.
Credit trouble.
I'm an assistant greenskeeper. They say that doesn't mean anything, until I'm the head greenskeeper.
Can you give me a ruling on this?
Well, sit down. Come on.
No, I don't want to.
Playing through.
Well, here, take this thing off.
Don't go to too much trouble, please.
Here.
He lives in the garage. Fired up cannonball.
It's a cheap, shitty Gallo wine, like really bad wine.
Out there somewhere, I can get right through that window.
People say, you know, I'm an idiot or something.
So
because
Chevy
LA
Chase lost his ball in this house
Yep.
because he's in a rut. He has to.
I'm working on it. You know,
That's
so I
one
don't
thing
ever
they
have-
think
I'm
too
gonna
is
get green-
he's good because he doesn't play. He plays for fun, man. He
Yeah.
doesn't take anything seriously, which
Yeah.
is why he excels.
Yeah.
And now there's pressure on him, so he's playing like shit.
Yeah, he's always kind of trying to practice a little bit, but he's not playing that well.
Great, Carl. Can I get a
nitrogen.
Hey, just open a curtain or something over there, and I can just get right.
I invented my own kind of grass.
I used to
You know
shake
that?
my hand like this for a brief time in my life, that way as opposed to this
Oh,
way.
yeah.
I used to do that. Like that was the look in the late 70s.
This is a hybrid. This is a cross, bluegrass, Kentucky bluegrass, featherbed bench, and Northern California sensimilla. The amazing stuff about this is that you can play 36 holes on it in the afternoon, take it home, and just get stoned to the bejesus belt that night on this stuff. I got pounds of this stuff. Here.
No, thank you. I don't.
I got
Here,
pounds of
let's
this
have a
stuff.
little bit I mean, the big Bob Marley joint.
Big Bob Marley joint. That's racist.
You know.
And then one more of these right on top of
Bill Murray's a racist.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's
I know,
a
I'm
big
just
joke.
kidding.
Exactly. I know exactly. I can't imagine someone being that foolish to think that.
Can I have a drop? Just a drop. Myself. That's fine for me. That's good.
They improvised this whole scene.
This whole
Can I
scene.
say something to you, Frank?
Ty, Frank.
You've been acting psychotically lately. What the hell? Why?
Well, I've been a little under strain. I got to play with Smales tomorrow.
Smales.
Funny
This is
match. No.
great.
The thing to do with Smales is, he bothers you. I'll take care of him. What you got to do to Smales is, you cut the hamstring on the back of his leg right at the bottom, and never play golf again. Because he goes back, his weight displacement goes back, and he stays there. All his weight's on his right foot. He's gonna be pushing everything off to the right. He'll never come through on anything. He'll quit the game.
That would work, and I'm going to call you if I need that help.
But seriously, no BS. You ever want to rap or anything? You know, just talk or just, you know, get weird with somebody.
Rap.
You know, buddies for life.
I used to
I'll
shake
drop
my
by.
hand
Drop
like
by
that.
my place anytime.
What's your address over there? You're on Briar.
Get to
right?
pool.
Briar.
I did it when I was.
Two.
I have a quick little story. So Bill Murray and Chevy Chase's character, they shake hands like not the traditional shaking, but like the linking of what people of color used to shake hands back in the way. Well, I did that for a while because I lived in DC.
I still
You did
kinda do that.
Yeah, and like and I did that one time in Milwaukee to this white guy. I was 13 years old. 13. I was 13 in a bar with my uncle and my father, and I shook his hand. He's like, "We don't shake hands like that. We shake like a white man." And he's
Jesus
specific- I mean,
Christ.
it was like hard immediate. I was like, I remember that was jarring to me. And I'm like, I'm a 13-year-old kid, but that's also, I mean, you know, there were tough ethnic whites back then, and they're still like places like South Philly and shit. Like these, you know, people think, oh yeah, the liberal part of this whole thing, and cities are liberal. Man, there's a white underbelly in some of these cities. That you think people in Bridgeport aren't like. I mean, you know, they want Trump to. They're all cops down there and shit.
They're all
you know what I mean?
Polish and shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that they're playing that angle, and that's fucking disgusting to me. I mean, that's part of their game too. They don't totally not have a presence in liberal areas. They have enough of one to try to intimidate. So I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens. Where holy shit, in South Philly, 50,000 white folks just started. You know, they did their fucking protest and went down, you know, down to Independence Hall or something. Like, where are white people's rights? Like, I could totally see that happening too as a response to this as it continues, you know, because that's what it was in the 70s. That's how it happened, you know? So, and I'm telling you, dude, this is the hand of Putin is in a lot of this. It is totally George Floyd, him getting killed on Memorial Day. That was going to happen, man. That was going to happen. And it was a hit too. I mean, he knew him. He knew George Floyd. The cop knew George Floyd. He knew him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a history there that's going to come up that's going to be pretty rough. That I can't help but think that, again, this was a mob hit. And so I think something's going to happen.
If
on the 4th of
enough
July.
information comes out, you can probably get him for first-degree murder.
Yeah, I wonder.
If you prove that there was enough,
like true premeditation and stuff too. And
enough of a relationship where it's like, no, he disliked George Floyd.
But then they'll probably try to play it a different way. They don't have the death penalty in Minnesota. Shouldn't we give them the death? I don't know if that.
Dude, that's been my up until now. That's been my issue with this is they go with the thing that they almost know that they can't prove. Like when they tried to get Casey Anthony for first-degree murder.
Yeah.
I don't care what your opinion is.
Yeah.
She accidentally killed her daughter.
Yeah.
Casey Anthony did not wake up and say, today I'm going to murder my daughter.
Yeah.
She drugged her daughter to get her to go to sleep because she wanted to go out and fuck dudes.
Yeah.
And
she blew it.
And she blew it. And her parents helped her bury the daughter. That is not first degree murder.
Yeah.
So when you just because it's that you get that trial by society.
And
trial by media. Just because
court of public
just
opinion.
because everybody hated her guts, they were like, no, we think she did it, so you have to go for first degree murder, death penalty.
Yeah.
And it ruined, dude. It's unprovable.
Yeah, it's
And even in this case, as much as I think whatever they uncover, you gotta stay. I think them going from third degree to second degree was just like, ugh. Like you're losing this case for yourself.
Yeah, because it is. There's going to be a lot of pressure.
You can't admit that the system's broken and then just be like, well, but then do what we want.
Yeah.
Like, we're acknowledging that the system is completely broken and racist, but also we want that system to charge these guys of first degree murder. It ain't going to happen. You got to fix the system first.
Yeah.
Right now, you got to take what you get.
Yeah. No, it can't just be. It can't just be about that. That is a component of it. It's about a much larger thing. Don't lose the momentum on that and the phrasing and the verbiage on that. Because there has to be a discussion about certain things, man. There has to just be and it's just. I think that. Given who's running for office, it's going to be such a negative, ugly, gross campaign, and it's going to be. I mean,
well, no one's. You know how you usually get the sound bites where you get the huge where the Democrat gets. There's going to be none of that. It's going to be two people saying things that nobody agrees with.
Yeah. It's so. Again, and they are obviously going to try to cheat with election stuff, like in Georgia. I mean, that is. Again, when there was that progressive boner that everyone got when gay marriage was made legal, Roberts gutted a key provision of the 1965 Voting Rights Act, which is one of the pillars of the civil rights movement. And basically it said southern states and certain congressional districts in New York had to report their voting before they even had voting. They had to show how they're going to implement voting to see if there's any irregularities, to ensure enfranchisement, to ensure access to voting. Well, Robert said times are different now, 6-7 years ago. They have run with that, and these southern states have been able to rig the system where they're going to be able to keep winning certain states. Georgia being one of them, obviously, because there's a large African-American population there. They have a chance of losing statewide office there, so, and they don't want to do that. They can't do that. It's part of their strategy. So they are disenfranchising people by affecting their access to voting by the millions. I mean, that's a major component of that, and that has to be discussed. That has to be put out because that is the fundamental character of your democracy. One vote, one person. But you see, that's always been a lie. It's not that way because the Electoral College distorts that. I saw we had someone post, and I hope he's listening right now. Yes. Why would they vote? The fact is, why should a vote in Wyoming count 7 times more than a vote in California? Why should that be the case? Well, you're affecting my voting.
I think his whole point.
They won't vote because they'll be dominated by the bigger states.
And then,
an 18th century intellectual.
And then that'll hurt the left because they won't vote at all. And then the people
No.
What I'm saying is I get his point, but I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I get what he was trying to say, that if Vermont thinks that their vote's not going to count because they only have 10,000 people in their state, then why are we even going to go out and vote? Because your vote's going to count more.
Yeah.
You're thinking of it the wrong way.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. They were duped on that. Exactly. It's going to have more weight. It needs to. Yeah. It is. Again,
it's almost like you explain it on paper. Do you want your state to be worth 300,000 votes or however many, or 3?
Yeah.
Because right now it's only worth 3. Well, or whatever the Vermont electoral number is.
Yeah. It is. Again, I will say this. I just think that the Electoral College is a Byzantine old structure. The Republicans have rigged it so well, they've done such a good job on this, that they could get 46% of the popular vote and still win. And you're not the majority.
Also, I think part of the reason of why they made the Electoral College is because they were like, well, we don't want to count all these votes. I think there's even a way
weighing the votes in a different manner.
I think there's even a way you can do it to where there's an electoral college, but every state is the same number of votes. It's just whoever hits this number first.
Yeah.
And you make it an odd number, so there's never a tie.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, well, every state is 12 electorates.
Yeah.
So
you have to get over 26.
However you calculate that, first person to this wins.
Yeah.
Every state's equal.
Yeah. Well, it is. You know, of course, they want, we have 33 states that are red and all the counties are red. That doesn't, where the majority, here's my thought process, where the economic decisions get made, where the true decisions get made, okay, where 70% of the country's economy functions, it is
the groundhog is wreaking havoc now. It's the end of the movie. Chevy Chase hates this groundhog because they paid John Williams. The guy who did the special effects for Caddyshack is the Star Wars special effects guy.
Yeah.
So Chevy Chase goes, that goddamn gopher made more money than all of us.
Yeah.
Because John Williams was the highest paid person on this production.
On the set. Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. It works. It's a gag that works.
Bill Murray's annihilating the golf cart. A sequel I've never seen is Caddyshack 2. I refuse.
It is. I've seen 5 minutes. Jackie Mason plays the Rodney Dangerfield character. It is unwatchable.
Does Harold Ramis make it?
Oh, no, I don't even know who made it. It is garbage. It is garbage, you know. So anyway, man. But yeah, we should wind it down. Okay. Good show.
Right. Good show.
Got
Thanks for listening. Thanks for
end.
watching. We'll see you guys next week.
It is, to me, it's just